Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Ashes Without Number, After the End, Session 5. I'm RxOliver, and this is the gang. I'm here with Brian, Max, Emma, and Brian. It's the Council of Brians once more. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Session 5. Brian, take it away, mate.
Alright, so when we last left off, the secondary group of survivors had just returned to the auto shop, probably being led by Sophia, because the new members were maybe not quite as familiar as with its location and finding it. And so you all returned with, a few, I believe, if I recall correctly, you found 5 units of non-perishable food to add to the stores. And when you returned, though, you found a scene. On the floor in the front area of the convenience store portion of the auto shop were 3 dead people. 2 men, 1 woman. Sophia had never seen them before. They were dressed in not really any kind of uniform, no specific markings, very much like your own band. Just survivors looking to survive. And all 3 of them had died of pretty brutal, piercing wounds in their upper body, and in one case through their throat. Wounds that you've come to recognize as very similar to the brutal, heavy-handed strikes from your friend Abigail, who currently, as you returned, looked a little confused to you. And in fact, as you speak to Kang and maybe question where Charlemagne is, you discover that the base had basically been overrun by a small band of these scavengers. And Charlemagne, unfortunately, had been shot by a trap that was set up by these scavengers at the front door. And he fell and was horribly injured. Thankfully, Abigail and Kang were able to revive him. But using the first aid kit and heading to the area where most of you sleep, where you keep the fires in the main kind of open part of the garage, you find Charlemagne in a bad way on his bedroll, and you tend to him to help, essentially, in game terms, remove the feeble status, which would have made him extremely vulnerable had he continued to adventure, as it were, for the next little while. But you're able to look after him, make sure he's okay, make sure he's on the mend, and leave him to sleep while the rest of you deal with your other issues for the evening. You all share a meal. I'm sure one of you manages to get Charlemagne to get some food down. Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to know how severe the wound is.
I mean,
Like,
so
will
it's
it be
not
like
as... Go ahead.
like will it be like a week? Like he will have to be in bed for like a week and then learn again to like move?
So
or will it be like a lasting thing?
That could have been the case, but since you weren't here to give it to you in game terms, he was down and he was mortally wounded by 1 shot from this shotgun. That's how bad things can be in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He succeeded at a physical save to make sure that he didn't suffer a lasting injury, which is good. And so they revived him. So he was able to regain consciousness after about 10 minutes or so before you and your party returned. But he would technically have still been feeble for at least a week as he recovered, and in fact would not be able to recover any additional hit points or anything for a week. However, you managed to use the first aid kit to remove the feeble status from him, to treat him further. So he will, after you all sleep tonight, recover hit points like everyone else does. And he's so basically to put it in story terms, it's not as bad as everyone thought it was, is the way to think about this, right? With how hit points work, they're not exactly a specific tracker of your actual physical health. I like to think of hit points more of like luck is really what it boils down to. When you're out of hit points, you're out of luck and you possibly die. But the injury was not as bad as it could have been. You managed to, with the simple tools provided in the first aid kit, clean his wound, make sure that he's on the mend well. So he's doing much better than he was not too long ago.
I pat him in the wound and go and eat after using a food.
Yeah, don't pat the wound. What are you doing?
You will be okay. And I pat again.
Is that your idea of a joke?
Now, that's for you to learn. Do not get in the way of a shotgun.
Yeah, I plan on being on this end of it from now on. Don't worry.
Yep, and I pat him again.
They did recover the shotgun, which is good.
We have an
now, speaking of all the healing rolls, one thing that, and again, unfortunately, this is just something that I glossed over, but we're gonna do it. One thing that I glossed over last time is what we discovered the first time we played when the first aid kit was used. We just forgot about it. Is that every time the first aid kit is used, you have to make a roll to see if its supplies are depleted. Mm-hmm. You guys made 4 uses of the first aid kit last time.
We got to roll 4
the
times.
Failed attempt to revive Oliver, the successful attempt to revive Oliver, and 3, and Emma's treatment of Oliver with the first aid kit. So, what I'm going to do is, since Max made the first 2, Max, I'm going to make you roll twice to see if the first aid kit is reduced at all. Let me double check what the roll is going to be. So you need to roll a d6. So you're going to roll a d6 twice for me.
So I'm going to roll 2d6 and that was going to pop up. Is that fine? Or do you want me to roll?
Yeah, separate? That's fine. Yeah, because I can see what each roll is specifically.
Okay.
Okay, and then Emma, although I made the roll for you technically since you weren't here last time, I want you to go ahead and roll a d6 for me to see if you deplete the first aid kit.
Alright, everyone, start praying to whatever god you like.
Okay, it's still fine. It is a very well-stocked first aid kit.
Yeah.
Is it ones that depletes on?
Yes, if you roll a 1, it basically loses condition. And then once it's ruined, it's out of supplies.
You know the time that we have that one, that's the time that we will have to go to the hospital.
Well, you guys have another first aid kit.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the one that Oliver's using, and there's another one that you guys have in the stores, which is another thing to bring up for our viewers. If anybody wants to bring it up.
We have a sheet for the auto repair.
We got a fancy little sheet now for our place.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm, it's cool.
So the location notes, I've put a couple of notes in there that are important about your current location, but you guys can edit those notes as well. Food is just going to be tracked here for perishable and non-perishable. If you're going to be gone from the base for a significant portion of time and you want to take food with you, then we'll just reduce it from the sheet and we'll add it to your sheet as an item. Scrap is on there. Same thing. If you want to take it with you, you'll have to remove it from the sheet, add it to your sheet. And then the stored gear is the same thing. And those are all the specific, unique individual items or collections of items in the case of like the pistol rounds and whatnot. So everything should be there now, and you all should have access to that sheet to be able to use it. Okay.
That's excellent, Brian. Absolutely love it. Nice work.
Yeah, no worries. And then, if you guys make a secondary base or a tertiary base, I can just add new ones. So, as far as where we were, I think we gave a nice little intro there. I will add on, as I will begin to do at the beginning of each session now, as a part of our beginning notes. You currently have 2 days worth of food for 7 survivors. You have 1 perishable unit of food. You've got some leftover deer from one of the hunts. And you have 13 non-perishable units of food. Boxes of macaroni, cans of beans, things like that. You currently have 7 survivors in your group, so that's about 2 days. I know 2 of you have iron stomach, and that changes things a little bit, but it's about 2 days.
Yeah.
You've already eaten this evening. We took care of that last time, so we're not going to deduct more right now before you go to sleep. And as you go to sleep, 8 days have now passed since we began our journey together. So you are waking up on the 8th day. Well, 7 days, I guess, have passed. You're waking up on the 8th day. You can all regain hit points equal to your level. Sophia's fine. The rest of you are going to get 3 hit points back if you need them.
I don't need them. I'm like good. I'm good,
Yeah,
brother.
you're fine.
I'm up to 10 out of 13 now.
Well, that's good.
I forgot who has the pistol.
I do.
Abigail has a pistol.
Abigail.
Yeah, is there any chance I can grab that? Because I got shoot as a skill. Because I know I gave you the shotgun because I know I was grabbing that one. If
you want the pistol, by all means.
Okay. So I'll take care of that for you real quick.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna take about 20 rounds.
What's the plan for today? We're going out exploring.
I thought we were going to the supermarket. We were planning to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
No, it was a mall we found.
Oh, it was a
You
mall.
found the
wasn't
mall, but the plan
found
was to
the
go
mall.
to the supermarket. Because remember, we discussed the fact that the mall was going to be like a multi-day expedition, much like the hospital would be. So the last thing you guys told me was you wanted to go check out the supermarket to see if maybe there's more supplies there that you could bring back. And to see maybe if it's a better place to fortify than the auto repair shop. I don't know that you're completely sold on the auto repair shop right now, but that obviously will be up to you in the end.
It's already been broken into, plus other people know where it is. Yeah, it might not be the best place. It's okay for now. If we find a better place, we find a better place, but...
It's a temporary safe house for now.
It'll do for now.
Well, you have been kind of building it up over the past, because you guys kind of hung out here for about 4 days.
Fortified it a bit.
Yeah.
So you've been fortifying it, yeah.
We were planning on doing something with the roof exit to make it like a one-way thing that we can lock people in if we shoot out, and we've got plans for how we're going to fortify it. Locking up the other doors, keeping certain ones open and other ones not. Yeah, and so when we're out, I guess we've got instructions for all the stay-at-home members of the flock now. They're going to build fortifications while we're away, using the scrap that we bring back that's here. So using that scrap, they're going to be working on fortifications. Can we assume that while we're away, that they're working on fortifications with scrap while we're away now?
So Max, you're going to want to equip those pistol rounds as well, so that you have access to them to reload the gun, so you don't have to dig in your bag.
No problem.
And I just go ahead and I put the 2 pistol round things together. Keep in mind, you can just open it up and reduce it and add to it at need. I'm assuming you took those 20 out of the
the 46 that was in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, heading to the supermarket then. As always, you can take a look at your map. The supermarket is 2 hexes away. However, it is through 2 scouted hexes, so you will travel much more quickly. you can probably, if you leave in the morning, you could probably get to the supermarket, assuming you don't roll any encounters, within kind of one shift of travel, essentially.
So what time of day? Like still daytime? We don't need to take sleeping bags with us.
So yeah, it'll still be daytime. So keep in mind, generally, you basically have about 2 shifts you can do stuff during the day. If it's only going to take you about 1 to get to the supermarket, that also leaves 1 that you could do some scavenging with, or some hunting.
And it's 1 to get back, so we've got 2 basically to play with when we get there.
So that's a good point. If you want to go there, check it out, and then potentially come back, then you don't want to do anything else, because it's going to take you essentially both to get there, deal with stuff, and then get back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's accurate. I think it's giving you meters there.
Oh no, I was just looking at it. So here. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear with you. I don't think that that's accurate.
Unless that's the M could be miles.
No, it's not miles.
No.
It's set to meters like anything else in the thing. I might look into fixing it though, so you can get some more accurate representations. Regardless, and we should move your little. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not at the church.
The thumbtack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you could get there, check it out, possibly do some scavenging there, and then get back. You also need to determine what you want to have your other people to do while you're gone. Because assuming the 4 of you are going to go, that leaves Giolan, and then also who is it? Jacob and Francisco.
Yeah.
You might.
Go.
What do you want? What do you want the people staying here to do while you're gone?
Fortify.
I know you were making motions like fortifying.
All of that,
Yeah.
I think. Use
Fortifying, cleaning up, and
Just
be
that
careful
all
with-
day.
and
Okay.
wait, scraps.
yeah.
How to get scraps? How enough scraps for a week? So
Using the scrap that we've got to just fortify as best they can. Yeah, do a day's worth of fortifying.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stuff that's in there, like the tires and whatever left
Okay.
of the shells.
I'm
Yeah.
talking traps on the outside. We can make pitfall traps with false like floors with leaves and stuff. We can do all sorts on the outside. We can make.
Walls might be a little rough because you are like, I mean, it's
do you
well,
think
yeah,
we
but
have
we can
dirt
do things
roads?
like can alarms and just all sorts of things to
Sure.
fortify and
Yeah.
alarms and things like that.
Okay.
Get them doing that. Building
Well,
a
I'll
little
tell you
guard
what-
post on the top. Remember we talked about making a tarpaulin for the
Sure.
snow and building that, things like that.
So I'll tell you what I'll do. You've got 3 people that you're leaving in base.
Yep.
I will let you, all 4 of you, and you don't have to decide right now. I will let you try to decide kind of one project each of them can potentially do. It's got to be very simple because you don't have tons of scrap. But things like cans, can alarms, a berm up
So-
on top that they can hide behind and kind of keep watch. So think about it, and we'll come up with 3 things that they can potentially do to
Okay.
affect the base.
I've got one right away. I'll pick one for the team, and then 2 of you can pick one. So one of them is going to make spikes on the outside of the windows, whether they're with bits of plastic, wood, metal. He's just going to make it so
Sure.
that anybody trying to climb in the window is going to be dealing with some spikes sticking out. That
Sure, kind of like a barbed wire, razor wire effect, any kind of
anything
Okay,
they can do,
sure.
spikes, wires.
That's certainly something someone can do. Yeah. And then I'll let you think about the others. But for now,
Oh,
oh, go ahead.
Go for it,
Well,
Max.
I was going to say we can have one of the guys, make that little igloo thing on top just enough where they can see over, because there's enough snow where they can use that. It
Yep,
doesn't
plenty of
take any
snow.
resources.
Plenty of snow.
I was going to probably have Jacob do it because he's the one that can use a bow, so he can make it out where he can see pretty well, and he can actually shoot from up top.
Well, sure. I mean, anybody with a ranged weapon is going to be able to
Yeah.
do that. Can I give you a suggestion?
Yeah.
Sure.
You might want to have somebody focus on basically putting up barriers over the big old plate glass window on the
Yes.
front of the convenience store area and the plate glass doors
Mhm.
and reinforcing those.
Yep.
So is that what you want to do for your 3 things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
sounds
sounds
pretty
good.
good.
Sounds good to me.
Guard post on top, spiky cutty bits on all the windows,
And
and
covering the big glass windows.
yeah, reinforce all that. Okay, cool. Well then, the 4 of you then will start heading towards the supermarket. At a reasonable pace. Are you rushing? Are you being careful?
I mean, we wake up at 5 a.m. I believe that's the best time to wake up and go there. What?
Okay.
What's wrong?
It's okay, no, God
I
gives
mean,
me patience, I'm fine.
He
I'm
was
fine.
shot yesterday, but
Yeah,
you know,
I was only
it's
shot
fine.
yesterday, 5 o'clock in the morning, jeez.
Yeah. He's still a little sore. He's like, he
Yeah.
has a big shot. Like he was shot with a buckshot. Effectively, he wasn't shot with a bullet.
Yeah,
it was a
he was hit
buckshot.
pretty.
Yeah, it was buckshot, but still.
It was only point blank
Yeah, it
range,
hurts.
ripped my
Yeah,
stomach
yeah,
open.
it still
Yeah,
hurts.
just only point blank right into his flank, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right, 6
Are
a.m.
you-
then.
my question though is, are you moving carefully or are you going to move quickly?
No,
because
carefully.
it does have an effect on the
Careful.
animals.
Carefully. We have right here, I don't know which side Oliver is on, but we have him right here having to be more
Okay.
careful, so we all go careful.
So,
Yeah, I'm just.
you travel to the supermarket. It is, fairly uneventful. The weather holds, as always. Snow is drifting down. And at times it might even be quite pretty in the early morning, the sunrise, the light kind of sparkling off all the individual snowflakes drifting down slowly as you walk through the streets. Occasionally, here and there, you see indications of passage, but again, as it continues to snow, as it always snows, it's difficult to tell if it's animal or man. Maybe a couple of times you stumble over a body or a corpse that is essentially mummified by the cold. Decay, food will spoil, but decay is not something that really happens here, you've found. And Sophia might even know why, with regards to the science. Yes, the cold helps.
Can I roll? Or-
Sure, go ahead and roll for it. Give me a no roll.
No roll. Alright, give me a sec. I know a lot of stuff, so it helps. Okay, so that will be
With
intelligence,
intelligence. Yep.
right? Alright, and rolling.
Okay, so yeah, it's obviously the cold. Everybody knows that. But you also recognize that much like because you also have to cover up so much when you're traveling outside, the ozone layer is essentially depleted, and there's so much ultraviolet radiation bathing the planet right now that radiation is also basically mummifying anything that dies out in the open. So just an interesting little bit of science that we might live one day if we ever suffer complete ozone depletion.
Probably.
Right?
Love it.
So-
Love it.
As you travel northwest, you will be passing the hospital. And one thing you notice, I would imagine you probably don't necessarily go out of your way, but you also don't try to go too close to the hospital, because you know that the hospital is held by someone at this point. But I will tell you that as you pass by that kind of area, you do see more of those red handprints here and there on buildings. On intact buildings, I should point out. Much like the one that you found on the garage.
Do you think these guys are trying to make their own community, or that maybe they are nice? Though I'm scared because last community we found was and I leave it at that.
No, I don't think
Well,
they're nice.
they might be leaving markers for like intact buildings. They know if they need to stay somewhere for a night or something.
I don't think we want to get mixed up with them if we can avoid it.
Do you want to check out any of the buildings that they've marked?
What do you think?
You've got time.
My thing is with that is that if we don't we found that thing, it was kind of fucked as it is, but I don't know if it would be a good idea to start messing with building close to the hospital, that unless it's up to y'all. It's like King doesn't care, but he's just more like, if we start messing with their shit, they might start messing with ours.
I mean, we already did. We took the auto repair shop.
Yeah, I don't think we should fuck with their shit just now. I think we'll go and find out what's up at the supermarket
Up
first.
at the supermarket and worry about them a little later.
Yeah, maybe worry about them on the way back.
So, as you approach the supermarket, you're probably not even quite within sight of it yet. Maybe you have another turn or two to make down the streets. But then, just out of nowhere, in the morning air, you start hearing... Well, not start hearing, I shouldn't say. You hear a very loud report, a crack that Charlemagne is probably most familiar with as of recent noises that he's been right next to, as it went off right next to his body. It's definitely the sound of a firearm going off. And then there's silence. And then you hear another crack. And then there's silence. And then after a couple of minutes, you hear a third. But then you don't hear anything else, assuming you're continuing to move forward all this time.
Carefully.
Is this going is this going toward the supermarket, or is this near the hospital?
Oh yeah. And as you are moving close to the supermarket, you can definitely tell you're getting closer to these reports, these loud cracks. They don't sound like the boom of the shotgun. If you had to guess, it's probably a rifle or a large handgun going off. But it's not like anything rapid fire or anything like that, just very clear gunshots.
I think it is somebody telling somebody there's somebody coming.
Or maybe warning shots that somebody taking over the supermarket, and if you come here, we'll shoot you. Kind of like dissuading somebody.
Sophia is preparing her crossbow, just in case.
Okay.
I'll probably look at
my
everybody
gun
else
is
and look
loaded.
at Abigail.
Let's make sure my gun is loaded, shall we?
Knife and gun out. I look over at Charlemagne. He's like, "Do you think we should have Abigail do a little recon ahead to see what's around, or?"
I mean, I could go. I'm fast and usually very little, so people don't really notice me at first.
You'll need to be
I
careful.
mean, if anybody wants to, if you guys want to stealth up and move closer to the supermarket, try and get a view on things, you can certainly make some rolls to do so.
Shall we all?
It's not going to be long before all four of you are within sight of the supermarket, though. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just saying it just.
Okay, if there is a stealth roll, I do not have it. Just letting you all know.
There is a sneak skill. So if you don't have sneak, you're going to have to roll an untrained.
Yeah, I don't have sneak. I don't.
With dexterity.
All right.
But that's if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I want to try to be sneaky.
I'm willing to. Me too. Let's
10.
be sneaky, little bastards.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I got skill, so.
Oh, so everybody's stealthing up? Okay. So 10 is
Yeah.
good.
And you said deck?
Yeah, so stealth
Holy
plus
cow.
dex. Untrained if you don't have it, plus dex.
So anyway, I take out my banjos and I start making a little noise.
So, no, it's not necessarily like that. It's just that, you're trying your hardest.
Oh, 2.
So,
Yeah, that's why I take out my ponchos.
as you all approach the supermarket, you do hear another report of a firearm. So it's definitely coming from the area around the supermarket. You're 100% certain of that. And let's go ahead and activate. Nope, that is the police substation. We want the supermarket. There we
Oh,
go.
little teaser, folks. Little teaser.
Little teaser.
That's if we decide
Oh
to
my
go
god,
over
I
there.
didn't get it. I didn't see
So,
it.
the supermarket, you'll be approaching from the southwest, which
so
is
we're coming from
over
right here.
here.
Okay.
Or, sorry, southeast is where you'll be approaching from. Why am I not
That's
able
fine.
to...
The fully blue thing is like the outside of map, so that's why we can see it if you don't press it in
No,
where the line are.
I'm not pressing it there. It's just not letting me... Alright. Well, regardless, southeast. Lower right-hand corner is kind of the direction you'll be coming from. You can see... Oh, I know why I can't do it, because I'm not on the right tool. You can see a door here that looks like, just kind of a standard, like, metal kind of security door from the direction you're approaching. You can also see a door over here that looks like a fire door, evacuation door.
We check doors for
Oliver?
traps these days.
Okay. So you definitely heard a rifle report from somewhere around here. I am going to pull your characters on. You're not in the building, but you're kind of down in that corner.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do? How do you want to approach?
I want to check the windows.
And I'm going to check the door.
Okay,
for
well,
traps.
there's... So, this entire southern wall, there are no windows. Or rather, there are, but they're about 10 feet up.
Oh.
All right.
But only on this portion over here. It looks like they're basically just windows to allow natural light in. The rest of it is all just solid concrete wall.
I look at Abigail, and I look like puppies.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Well, I'm saying there's that door right there. Is that you said it wasn't like a fire escape? Is it a door where I can unlock where we can open it up? Because I know fire escape doors are hard.
This door looks like it is, just a door that you would access. It doesn't look to just be a fire escape door or anything like that. No.
If you open that door,
It's a metal door. It has a window in it. It's kind of a small window, maybe 6 by 8.
If you open that door before we get to check the windows at least, the death you will get will be deserved at that point.
So the windows are basically along this part of the wall only. If you can see where my measurement stick
is that like 20 feet up or something? Like somebody has to get
guys.
It's like 10 feet up.
I need to do a wee timeout. Okay. My camera is bugging out, so I'm going to have to unplug it and plug it back in. So that's going to be a little timeout, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries.
No worries.
Okay. So yeah, if Abigail and Sophia want to head over in this direction and kind of pop up and look through one of the windows, you can certainly do that.
Let's go.
Whoever's going to be on the
Okay.
bottom, I am going to require. It is quite tall, so I am going to require a exert check to be able to support your friend up this kind of sheer wall to get a grip on the window and kind of look in. Actually, I'm going to require an exert check from both of you. It's not going to be super difficult, but you're attempting something here that
Yeah.
has some risk.
Where was exert again?
Exert is a skill,
I
so
don't
if you
have
don't
it.
if you don't have it, you got to roll untrained.
Untrained.
And with Dex?
And you will be using strength for this
Alright.
particular activity.
All right.
Oh, this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Could be.
Hey, double
look at
sixes.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Oh.
you both hit the target number that I would apply. I was just going for a 6. So it's a bit of a struggle for you both, because it's not your wheelhouse. But yes, Sophia, assuming Sophia is on the bottom, is that how you were?
No,
Setting
I'm
all
on the
this
top. Like.
Oh, Sophia's getting boosted. Okay, so
Yeah.
Abigail, with some effort, you're able to boost Sophia up and get her high enough to where Sophia, you can kind of get your fingers on the ledge of the window and kind of with that and using your feet pull yourself up, and you can look through the window.
I look through the
What
window.
you can see is essentially the entire supermarket, except you cannot see. You see a line of like cooler doors here,
Yeah.
and you see a wall here, and some doors right there. So you don't see anything over in this area, because that's a separate portion. But yeah, the whole supermarket area you can see. There's lots of trash in there, lots of shelving. Some of it is still standing, some of it has fallen over.
Anything of interest? Like
well,
scraps, food,
You
people.
think? Well, go ahead and give me a notice check with wisdom. Okay.
Oh.
So it's not lit, other than the light coming in through these windows. So there are some kind of shadowy portions. You do see that the entire front and this part are basically huge plate glass windows. Directly opposite you, that wall is much the same as the one that you're on. There are windows high up that allow light in. But even with all that natural lighting, with the sun rising in the east, it's not quite in a position yet, as it's still mid-morning, to kind of stream in through the windows quite so well. So, again, and there's no power, obviously, so none of the overhead lights are on. But yeah, it's difficult to say. You don't know that you can see anything with detail. It's difficult to say if there's anything useful in there. It looks like a wreck. You really feel like moving around in there is probably going to be difficult as well, with all the wreckage all over the place. But it does look like the ceiling is intact. There's no holes or light streaming in from above, which is potentially good.
And no moving shadows.
Not that you can see, no.
All right. I look down at Abigail and I say, from what I can tell, the coast is clear. And then another bang from the rifle, apparently.
No, you don't hear another shot from the rifle yet.
Oh, okay. Nothing inside, at least on this side. We could try entering.
Uh-oh, that froze.
Oh.
Where?
Oh, we've got a froze.
Uh-oh.
First my camera, now Emma's internet.
Right?
And she just
Uh-oh,
dropped
she's-
out
she's-
of Foundry.
Yeah, I say everybody repeat after me.
Well, we might have our next wee edit. It's alright, it's easy enough to put them together, like.
Is she still in Discord?
Yeah,
They're probably Discord
Yeah.
on her phone.
she's wrote something.
I think her internet just kind of went crapped out.
Doesn't look like she was using her phone. I could be wrong.
No, she
though.
wasn't. She was on her computer. She wrote something in chat.
Yeah, I say I always have my phone just in case if something happens right there, I can still have access to it.
Yeah, it's her internet. She's wrote in the Discord channel. We'll just wait until she comes back.
Yep.
I'll be.
Welcome back.
Look at my internet.
Okay.
It's fine. We can fix it all in post.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fought against 5 guys where you were gone. We just slaughtered bodies, just coming over, falling off the ground.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, guys, I'm back. What did happen? And then
Okay,
suddenly
what's up?
Abigail has a hole in the stomach.
Right.
Gang has lost his head.
Now, I should also point out to you, I neglected to mention this. So the front of the store, the big old long side, and then that angled side,
Yeah.
those plate glass windows are actually shattered, and snow is kind of drifting in piles in the front portions of the store.
Okay.
But you do see the main entrance doors over there as well.
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, so change of plans, not the front door. I mean, we could, but well, I mean, I don't know if you enter the warehouse, open up the emergency exit like Kang said.
You can
What?
tell them you can tell your friends it's going to be difficult to see in there if you go in without a light.
It is going
Because
to.
again,
Yeah, once I'm-
you'll be able to see well enough to move around, but if you really wanted to take a look at things, somebody's going to need to light a torch.
Yeah, and we will need light inside because it's impossible to distinguish things.
Unless you wait a while.
Unless you're willing to wait until like 3 p.m.
Probably an hour or two.
Yeah, also that.
But even as you're saying that, unless you want to wait until another gunshot, this one very, very close. You feel like it's on the other side of the wall from all of you in this section.
Let's move first.
And now you can hear someone scream out like, "Ha!" And you hear other people shouting.
Oh.
So is this shouting? Can I look into the
Can we
window
hear
of the
this
door?
now?
See,
If
Yeah,
you
it's
want to
like-
peep in through the window and take the chance of being seen because you're blocking out some light in the window, you can certainly do that.
I look at Charlemagne. I look at Charlemagne. I wave him over here and with the shotgun, because I have the pistol in hand. If he can sneak around and get on the other side.
I grab Kang by the ear and I pull him away from the window. Because the use of the plural shouts was like, no.
All right. So anybody got a mirror or something, reflective surface? We can kind of do like that thing in the movie where you see somebody looks in the mirror, kind of like. All right, is there anything in there?
Give me-
yeah.
Tell you what, give me it's an interesting idea. Give me a luck save.
Okay.
Can I try to?
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, anybody who wants to. Just roll your luck save.
okay.
Got at least one success in there. That's nice.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. Okay.
there are vehicles parked very close to where you are. This looks like you're on like an employee parking lot end. Vehicles have rear view mirrors, side
Yeah.
mirrors.
Okay.
Can
Grab
we
one of
try
them.
to like cut one of them without starting an alarm on the car?
Oh, I'm
Okay,
quite
well,
sure the
it's
car
been-
alarms are dead.
It's been 5 years, so you're probably not going to set off a car alarm. But if you want to do it
Alright.
without making If you want to do it without making a lot of noise, that's going to require a fix test. Somebody's good at that.
You wrap something around it, you like wrap like a piece of clothing around it to try and muffle the noise a little bit, basically.
I wonder.
So yeah, go ahead.
As you snap it off.
Go ahead and give me a fix test for Kang to get a mirror off quickly and quietly.
Let's go, Max.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Oh, intelligence. Or dexterity.
Well, dex would work better for me.
You're doing a physical thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so not quite as quiet as you would like. You do manage to get the mirror off, but you weren't quiet. You don't know if that's going to matter, but you definitely made a clattering and some noise. But I will write down here that Kang has a side mirror, and we'll add that item to you at some point.
Okay. So I get like one of the rear view mirrors where it has that little thing upstairs, so I can kind of like use my knife to kind of pop it off.
Well, I would imagine you would have tried to do the side mirror so you didn't have to break into the vehicle.
Oh,
because
yeah,
that
that's
would have made
true.
more noise. Okay. So yes, you have a mirror. You can kind of use it to try and better look through the little security window without being seen. You get the sense that there are some torches in there because you see some flickering firelight, right? So somebody is using some kind of light. And you see, from what it's not a great mirror, right? It's been sitting out for a long time. It's probably had some issues. You got as much frost off of it as you could. But you can see some shapes moving around. You get the feeling that they're human shapes. You do suddenly see one of them apparently get tackled to the ground by some kind of animal.
Oh.
And then you hear another gunshot. No scream this time, though. As you're all paying very close attention now at this point, you also, I will say, hear the very familiar sound of arrows striking surfaces. And possibly arrows in flight.
I look at the other ones as like, looks like either they're like two groups fighting each other, fighting a creature, or they're like, there's some people using bows, and there might be part of that one group that we dealt with earlier.
Let's just wait it out and see what happens with them before we make any moves. I want to just try and watch if I can. I'm going to look in Kang's mirror.
Okay,
yeah, I'm still kind of...
if you guys are kind of huddled around the door and just kind of watching and trying to figure out what's going on, I will allow you to make a notice test.
Okay.
How about a notice me not check?
I don't have notice, so that'll be an untrained.
With wisdom.
With wisdom.
Okay.
Oh, decent.
Ooh.
Okay,
Nice.
10
12.
on untrained. 12, that's definitely going to do it. 10, that'll do it too. Yeah, I mean, the adult. So you all hear. 1 second. You all hear something you have not heard for a long time. Some of you might not be familiar with the sound at all. Some of you might, depends on your experiences. Abigail was a soldier, was she not? Am I
Yes.
remembering that correctly?
Yep.
So definitely Abigail would recognize the sound the most. But you hear some very distinct kind of mechanical clicks, and then a weird like dee-dee, dee-dee sound. Abigail would recognize that as a radio. Like a walkie-talkie or a radio being activated. And you hear something. There's free left. We're not gonna be able to get. Do you want us to? You can't quite make out what they're saying, but it sounds like someone is speaking to somebody else on a radio. And the radio is turned up very loud, so you do actually hear the response of more men coming.
I look at them and I was like, So from what I hear, like, you know, like if Abigail was describing this, is that this is a larger group with better equipped than us to have radios.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So and what it is that did we actually look to see if they had any markings on them, like any red or anything from like maybe that group?
Difficult to say. With just the mirror through the foggy window, you're gonna have to go in there if you want to figure that out.
Yeah, I think it might be
So,
either a case of we've got to get in there and take what we can get before this other group arrives, or we're just missing this place altogether and not going in here because of that other group coming.
Now, as you're using the mirror to try to get as much view as you can through there without being seen, you can tell that one of the doors for the warehouse is open. It's only open high enough to basically like push yourself up and roll in through, but you're definitely getting some light from one of the doors across from you.
Yeah. So
I think it might be safer to just get out of here.
What we know this is here, and do we want to maybe find a location to set up somewhere so we can watch this place, see what they grab, and come here as soon as they're gone, and see there probably some stuff that we can get, but not all that we wish to get.
Also, I'm saying that, but there sounds like there's somebody in trouble in there, and it's kind of my moral duty to go and make sure that everybody's okay.
Yeah, I understand that one, but it's like, what if we do a little recon and basically find like a vantage point to see what kind of group it's coming in, so we got a better idea of what we're dealing with.
Why don't you do that while I go in and see who's in there?
How about?
If Charmaine's going in, I'm going in with them.
Guys.
Well,
She's not going in alone.
Guys, these guys seem like I'm just starting to think that maybe these guys are military, because from what we are seeing, from how they are acting, they are much better equipped than us. They have weapons. They have way too many weapons, and they are practicing with them.
Hearing Sophia say that, why don't you give me a no check? If you don't have no, that's fine. Roll it untrained with intelligence and a +2 bonus.
Ooh, nice.
Intelligence.
That's really cool.
+2.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Okay. So
Horrible roll.
you're not sure, and again, you haven't heard one again for a bit, but you're fairly certain. You're not going to say 100%. You're fairly certain that there has only been one gun firing, and it is essentially a single shot rifle, like a hunting rifle, or maybe it's a 308, maybe it's a you don't think it's kind of that like old style like M1 Garand. It didn't quite sound like that, but it's definitely like a single shot civilian rifle.
Okay. More like a hunting rifle then.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you telling us?
Yeah, I'll share it.
So it doesn't sound like military then, it just sounds like somebody with a decent...
No, it doesn't sound military.
Yeah.
Maybe a militia of some sort, because I know some countries down here have militias.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as you're having this conversation, you hear some more clattering of what sound like arrow fire striking things. The sound of like an arrow hitting like a solid surface and then kind of breaking or shattering. But then you do hear a two things in quick succession: a piercing kind of barking whine of a dog,
Ooh, oh.
and a just piercing like shriek of pain from what sounds to be a woman.
I grab
We'll have
Kang's
to go.
gun and I go inside.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go inside. I'm going inside. Let's go, Abigail.
Yeah, let's go.
Is the question is the door open, or do I have to get in to fix it? You know, kind of jimmy it open.
I don't know. You haven't tried the handle yet.
I'm going with the guys then.
I'm gonna try it. That was first thing I did was test the door for traps. Actually, make sure it wasn't trapped.
Well, that's true. You did say that. But from what you can see on this side of the door, there's no indication of any kind of trap.
Okay, I'll go open the door then.
So there's no like check for trap skill in this game. There's notice, but like, is there anything in specific you were looking for?
Shotguns. Like
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be
There's a
able to
rope.
see.
like a
There's a
thing.
rope. He was lucky enough. there's a
Any
little string.
strings or ropes attached to the door, basically.
Okay,
yeah.
so nothing on this side. It would be difficult to tell. So you have a choice. You can throw the door open. You do feel the handle kind of give, so it's unlocked. Do you throw it open and take caution to the wind?
No.
Do you throw it open and kind of jerk back?
Yeah, that.
Or do you open it slowly to see if there's any kind of tension, to look for any kind of lines or anything like that connected to it?
Well, okay, I'll do that. I'll take the slow approach, check it's not got a line attached to it.
Okay. So, opening the door slowly. This is Charlemagne, because he said he's doing it. Nobody else can assist. Go ahead and make a notice roll for me.
Okay.
With wisdom. Okay.
Ooh,
Eight.
Not too shabby.
nice, buddy.
You do not see any indication of a line or a rope or string or anything like that. You don't feel any weird tension on the door as you try to open it, except for maybe the tension of being like a rusty hinge, right? Like an older door. So the door is going to open just fine. You're fairly certain it's not trapped. Let me throw some additional actors on here as you open the door so you can see what's going on. As you open the door, you're going to see a few things very quickly. This room is full of crates. Most of them, unfortunately, look like they've been opened. Tall shelves. This is a warehouse of some kind. Some things are neatly ordered. Some things have kind of fallen over and piled up. There's plenty of cover in here if you would want to take cover, which is more of a narrative choice, right? Generally, if you tell me you want to take cover, I'll let you. But it's not wide open. There's a lot of stuff in here. But you can see, as you take a quick glance, several men, and potentially women, difficult to say in the dark. There are some torches in here, so it's not going to be impossible for you to see. But you see a total of 6 people. Are any of them feeling particularly sexy? I haven't looked at the...
Mad, red, embarrassed, evil, panicked, unsure, and optimistic.
And while I wouldn't say that they're in uniforms, they are all dressed with clear, like, some piece of clothing, maybe the hood, maybe the mask itself, because a lot of them are wearing masks. They look to be like gas masks. All of them have a lot of red in their clothing. And somewhere on each of their bodies is like a red handprint with a deep kind of crimson red paint. And they are all kind of looking at this area down here. But you do also see in front of one of them, looking like it had just been hit, potentially by an arrow or maybe by a hand-to-hand attack. A large white German Shepherd.
Oh.
It's pretty.
And it's not a mutant dog. This is like a real dog. We're gonna have to.
Come adopt him.
We have
Come
to
adopt
save
him.
it, guys. It's a dog. We have to save it.
We have to.
We have
Well,
to.
it's like, are you responding what you see to each of us, right? Like you kind of like, hey guys, I see this is what's going on, Oliver, or no?
There we go.
Yeah, he's gonna have to tell you what he sees, but yeah.
So this is like the same red hand print that we've seen on the buildings, including the one that we're staying at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Well, clearly, yeah.
I mean, it's a red handprint. You can't tell
Yeah.
it's the same red handprint, but it is a red handprint.
It's a red handprint, so it's the same.
Yeah,
one,
it's just a red handprint. That's this basically.
Oh, we're gonna save that dog, guys.
We
Well,
must try.
We have to try.
Well, that's like, well, he looks at Charlemagne. You're the I wouldn't say silver tongue. It's the holy tongue, more like what you are.
Yeah.
For the group.
I'm not sure if we're gonna bargain with these animals though. Remember what they were like.
Yeah, but imagine each of these guys. We don't know if they might have been using the rifle as a warning shot. We don't know if they have handguns, shotguns. They probably might have just been warning shots or just.
You don't see any of them holding a rifle. You see a couple of them. Looks like they've got crossbows.
Oh, I'm rescuing the dog.
And the rest of them have hand weapons like spears, knives.
Let's save the dog, guys.
Okay.
We need that dog. It needs to be our dog. We need to save it. We can't just let it be killed by these guys.
So we say we're just grabbing the dog and just leave everything else. We're just you can have everything else. Or we're taking the dog.
My plan,
going.
Max, says I am going to run in and say leave the dog alone and point my shotgun at them and try to not fight with them. Try to just rescue the dog without violence. If violence happens, it happens. I'll die for the poor dog. Look at it, doggo. We need to save it. We need to save it.
So, yeah, all right. Rather than roll initiative, if that's what Charlemagne wants to do,
I'm gonna try.
Run in, because all of these men seem distracted and looking in this direction.
Okay, I look at Abigail. Should me and you sneak in just to give him some covering fire in case something happens?
I think so.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough,
like,
but I'll let you make the attempt.
Yeah, I look at Sophia. It's like, are you want to go with Charlemagne or do you want to stick with us?
I will stay on the door, ready to shoot. And I'm
So
still
I don't-
holding Kang's gun because I literally just said jokingly though that I take it from him.
You have your crossbow.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
joking.
you can just
Yeah, I'm
take
just grabbing the
Kang's
crossbow.
gun.
I'm taking the crossbow. I mean, you said the whimper of a dog, and I'm gonna go gun.
Right.
I'm going to kill some men.
So, yeah, no, I'm gonna take it back. You're not gonna be able to sneak into the door with Charlemagne just boldly walking in with a shotgun up. Like they're gonna see.
Okay.
They might not
Yeah.
see who you are, but they're gonna see human forms coming in this door that's kind of backlit by the sun. They're gonna see you come in. They might not know how you're armed or anything like that, but they're gonna know you're there.
Okay.
So yeah, why don't you go ahead and place yourselves where you want to be for the beginning of this movement, keeping in mind you can move about 5 squares roughly.
So all right. So, this question is that like if we're gonna like mine, it'd be like this area might have like a row of like crates. Like
Yeah, you
the
can take
three-
cover. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's basically taking cover near a crate. That's like
Yep.
right near the door, and he has enough where the bottom area, if there's nothing, he can still see anybody here, but there's stuff that's
Sure.
like maybe 2 rows back or something.
Yeah, you absolutely take cover, no issue.
Yeah, I take
Charlemagne walks in, bold as the man he is.
Yeah,
And
just waiting for Sophia.
where do you want to be with Sophia, Emma?
I want to be right at the door.
So the door is open. Unless you close it, it's open. You're going to be able to kind of use the door frame as cover
Yeah,
and
I'm,
possibly shoot.
That's my
Most
plan.
of these guys are going to be in cover from you because they have already taken cover from someone. But But yeah, Charlemagne walks in, aims the shotgun at this person who's directly, behind the dog who's now lying on the ground, and doesn't look mortally injured. Like the dog is scrabbling to get up. And what do you say?
Leave the dog alone. The dog's coming with me. Grab the dog's collar. Hopefully it doesn't bite me. And I'm going to start backing up. The dog's collar in one hand, shotgun
So
in
the
other
guy
hand.
like levels a spear at you. He's like, "Who the fuck are you people?"
It doesn't matter who I am. Put that spear down. This is a shotgun, son. I aim the shotgun right at his coupon, right in his face.
So he actually steps forward. He's like, "You ain't got no ammo in that," and he looks like he's gonna lunge at you.
Right, well I'll shoot because these guys are cannibal, dog hunting baddies. I don't care.
Wait, where did the cannibal part come from?
How do you know they're cannibals?
Because they're the red hand cannibals. They're the same buddies that were buddies with the other guys.
The children
No,
are
no,
the
no, no.
cannibals.
Oh yeah, well
yeah,
still.
it's the
Yeah.
father.
I just assume they're cannibals because they're baddies.
That's fair. Charlemagne can believe that, and I love it.
They're unholy
So
bastards.
you call him a cannibal? I love it.
I call him unholy red bastard and rip with the
You had
shotgun.
your gun leveled at him, so I'm gonna let you fire first.
We can talk about the sociology of cults and different
we'll-
communities
then
in
we'll
Apocalypse
roll
later.
Charlemagne shoots first.
Then we'll
Let's
roll
go.
for initiative.
Oh, here we go.
Where's my weapons?
Well, at least we have a back door if we need to run out, though.
Yeah.
How do you shoot?
You do have the
on
way out,
shotgun?
correct?
How do I shoot on the shotgun?
It's at the top
do
of
you
the
not have
sheet.
it equipped? Should be at the top of your sheet.
Ah, yes, it is.
Okay. I think he's
Any
just
bonuses or
dexterity.
just a straight up attack?
You know what? I'm gonna give you a +2 bonus because he has stepped out of cover and he's making no effort to hide from you because he thinks you don't have any
Whoa.
bullets. Okay, and you do have bullets.
Oh, yeah, I do.
So, you have successfully hit. You have done a traumatic hit, which triples the damage.
Ooh.
So your shotgun blast is going to kill this man.
Oof.
Would you like to describe that for me?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, he has defied me. We just lost everything.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
He's just
Everybody's back. Don't worry about it.
He's just
You're
defied
like,
me
"Oh,
and
no, what happened?"
tried to call me a bluff, and I wasn't even bluffing. So he just gets shot right in the face. So you see his lower jaw just get ripped apart, and the top of his head just falls off, cartoon style, because the bottom half was blown out.
Yeah, and just a splatter of blood and brain behind him on the various crates and other debris that the one directly behind him, companions are taking cover in. So that man is dead. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we're gonna roll initiative. You guys decide who rolls on your side. Abigail and Kang are now tied for the highest dexterity bonus. So it's.
I
up
also
to
have
you.
alert.
Oh, you
I'd
also have
rather her
alert.
do it.
So
Yeah, I'd rather her do that.
well, her alert works even if you roll. So I
Just
don't
go
care
to
which
F5 for
whoever
2
wants to
seconds, it's still
maintain
here.
it.
I'll let Abigail.
I'll
I'll let
just-
Abigail do it.
Abigail will do it. Fine. Okay, 11. We'll hang on to that. Now that's you rolled an 8, so like that's the highest total. Let's have this guy roll for the rest of them. 7. All right. So you guys are gonna go first. However, before you take action, you hear again kind of whimpering and crying behind you. And you also hear a gun being reloaded behind you. As you hear
Right.
someone say, "I don't know who they are." So let me add them to
I
fight.
have a quick question.
Yep.
Would it be a good time if we wanted to bring one of our other characters that's with these people, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, I already have just these two for this.
Okay. I was just curious.
Well, technically you're getting 3 because you also have a dog.
Hmm.
Just saying. Oh, I should. That's right. The dog got injured. I need to do that.
Also love the name you gave the dog.
Well, he's a white German
Ghost.
Shepherd. What else are you gonna name him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pancho.
What? I thought it was a snowball.
No, it's
Oh,
You know, I
Ghost.
thought considering the setting, Snowball is a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I will have called him Pancho.
Oh.
That's all.
She is not dead, but she is hurt. Okay.
I know Abigail can kill half these guys just with a spear.
I have the shotgun right now, so
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm saying. It's just like,
Everybody except Charlemagne is in cover. Charlemagne can use part of his move action. I mean, if you move, or even if you don't move, you can say, I'm going to take cover. But again, you can see that only a couple of these guys have crossbows. The rest just have spears.
I'm trying to back away with the dog.
Okay. So the dog actually, as you grab its collar and kind of pull it upright, it doesn't snap at you. And you can see that it's got some blood on its coat, but you feel it pulling like it wants to attack.
Must have attacked me.
No. Like
No.
it wants to lunge at the people in front of it.
I'll let it. I'll be like, go, and let it. I'm gonna encourage it.
Okay. So, yeah, Ghost will then charge the next guy over here and attack him.
ooh.
Oh, ho, ho.
Good
He's going
boy.
to hit with a traumatic hit. Oh, no, that's Charlemagne's. My bad. He is going to hit, and he is going to hit with a traumatic hit. So he's going to do triple damage as
Alright.
he leaps into the air. And let me see what kind of guy this is.
If I rescue this dog,
Yeah,
I'm
alright.
renaming it because I've got an idea for a name for him.
What's
Okay.
name?
I'll tell you if I rescue him.
So he
Found it.
leaps into the air and grabs this red hand person around the throat,
Go on,
and
dog.
just as he's flying through the air, just moves his head and rips the guy's throat out, and half of his face and the mask along with it, as blood just splatters everything around him,
Oh.
and the body drops to the floor as he continues around behind to the next guy.
Good boy.
Because you can
Good boy.
you
Good
can
boy.
split move and fire in this game if you're doing melee attacks. There's no penalty for that, assuming that the person that you're moving past and beyond is not able to attack you, which a body is not able to attack him as he continues
Yeah.
moving.
Good boy.
So that guy's dead.
Oh,
All right.
Is Charlemagne gonna shoot, or is that still his turn?
Well, technically, I had Charlemagne and Ghost go at the same time. So you started to drag him back. He pulled. You let him go. What do you want to do?
I'm shooting. I'm killing guys.
Okay,
Charlemagne's
you got
lost it.
another round loaded.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've got a second
so
round. So this guy here, panicked red hand,
they're
just getting blasted.
Well, that guy is definitely within range of the shotgun. Shotgun does have, it's only 10-30, but he's within close range, so you have no penalty to shoot that guy.
Ooh, gotta load the shotgun.
If you haven't loaded your shotgun, Max, go ahead. We can say you
Unloaded
loaded it
so
earlier.
it's got 0 now.
Oh yeah, I loaded up.
Okay. Jesus. Okay, how do you kill this guy? Guns are bad in this
more of
game.
the
They're just
same,
bad.
Except it just
They
rips up-
are.
This one just goes
God.
straight through his chest, rips a hole in his chest where I noticed he wasn't wearing a crucifix. Bad boy. Boom! Just rips it right open.
Okay. So it is birdshot. It's not going to rip his
I'll not rip
chest
it
right
right
open,
open,
especially
yeah.
considering he's wearing armor. However, he is wearing primitive armor, which doesn't help. So that's
Indeed.
why you actually hit him.
He did.
So you do manage to. There's a very obvious, massive chest wound on this guy
Ooh.
as he slumps to the ground dead. And your shotgun is now empty.
It is indeed.
So you're gonna need to reload as
Well,
an action.
If I don't move, can I reload on this same round, or is
No, because it's an action. It's not move, right? There's move actions and there's main actions. It's a main action to reload your weapon.
Okay.
So that's going to be your next turn, unless you want to switch to a melee weapon. Are you taking cover at all?
I'll try and take cover now and reload my weapon. So I'll cover behind I imagine a row of shelves along here where they are.
Sure.
And I'll just get a duck behind it as well.
And you can take cover, no problem. Yeah,
Okay.
you got cover.
So I'll take cover.
Okay. Actually, is there like a thing I can click on you guys that say that you have cover? I wonder if there's a condition.
It's probably maybe like a ninja or like a shield or something. That makes it sound like it's covered.
Nah, there's no cover
I
condition. But I
looked,
know,
there's
you're all
nothing.
in cover. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so who wants to go next? Again, you can
I say I would
take
go.
actions in whatever order.
Yeah, I'll go.
That's it.
Okay,
The optimistic red hand.
so you've got a shotgun, right?
Yep.
That is long range, because close range for a shotgun is 10, which is 2 squares. Anything past 2 squares is long range. It's going to
Okay.
be a -2, I believe, to hit. Where are my rules? Where'd you guys put my rule book? Here it is. Distant prone is -2. Oh, and they have cover. So, all right. Up there, is it under weapons? All right. Well, I'm just going to call it -2 for now. I can't recall exactly what it is. If somebody else can find
Okay.
it in the rules before I do, that's fine. So you're at -4 because of the range and because they have cover.
Okay, so -4.
That's still pretty damn good.
Oh, that looks pretty tasty.
That is a hit, and 9 damage is going to kill this person. So,
Uh-huh.
how would you like to? Where do you hit them with your gunshot?
Well, since
that
he's
actually
behind
causes
cover, I
them
could
to
probably
die?
only see like a head or that, so
Uh-huh.
just straight into the mask.
Sure. And you can hear the glass of the eye holes of this mask shattering, even over kind of the report of that shotgun blast, and you can just guess that the shards of glass just get pushed back into his ocular cavities along with the bird shot, and that body drops dead to the ground.
Hmm.
Easy. We're gonna save this dog and these people, guys. Easy peasy.
Can I try now? Can I try now to attack? It's
You
going
can,
to be-
yes.
It's going to be either really bad or really good.
Okay, so
That one
your
and that
crossbow has a range of 3,200, which means within 15 squares, which you are, of either of the 2 remaining opponents that are up. If you fire at the evil red hand and miss, there is the possibility you can hit the dog.
Remember,
So,
I'm gonna hit the other motherfucker. This one
wait,
over here,
wait,
the
wait, wait,
unsword.
Emma. I have a skill called Comrade, and it means that I can get somebody to re-roll anyone in my group once per session. If you make a bad roll, I can get you to re-roll it. So don't worry about hitting the dog, because I can undo that.
All right then, I will shoot the evil one because I do not like evil people.
okay.
Evil
So
red hand.
you're in range, but they do have cover, so you're going to be at -2 to your attack roll.
All right, so let me just write that down. -2, and everyone starts praying to Madonna.
Okay, it could be worse.
Start praying to Madonna.
Now, do you want to use Comrade this early in the session, or?
Well, I think I can use it on each of them one time per session. So I can
Oh,
use
that's
one,
true.
I can use one on Sophia just now. I'm gonna use.
It
my
is just a
Comrade.
miss. It's not going to hit the dog.
Yeah, still, I'm gonna give her another chance to hit. So with Comrade,
Okay.
You're a pillar of your group,
So-
a source of strength and encouragement once per day per PC, ally, or good NPC friend. As an
Right.
instant action, allow them to re-roll a roll they just made of any kind. So you can re-roll that.
Right. So I don't want
Alright.
you to re-roll the damage though. So instead, what I want you to do is just using the bottom of the chat window. Go ahead and click on a D20 there. And-
D20.
Type in -2 after it. And then what
Yep.
is your attack bonus? Nothing with the crossbow. So yeah, it's just a D20 -2, and go ahead and roll that. Okay. So unfortunately, not much better. The arrow or the bolt sails past that particular guy into the metal sheeting door behind him. Make a luck save for me,
Alright.
just so I don't forget about it later. Yeah, and unfortunately, as the bolt strikes that metal garage door, you can see it get bent, and you're guessing that the head of the bolt is probably blunted or broken, so you lost another crossbow bolt. So go ahead and subtract that from the total on your sheet, which you can just click on the crossbow bolts in your equipped area, and it'll bring up the item. Just reduce the number of them by 1. You should be at 17 now instead of
Yep.
18.
Done.
Okay. So that brings us to Kang.
So Kang is sitting there, is like, shot, fling, flings around, and he's just sitting there looking around. And he's like, he's like, first time, like, kind of like figure out how to use a gun, and he's gonna try to shoot this guy.
Okay. Which one?
The one right here, the unsure.
All right. And your gun has a range of 1080. He is within 5 squares, but he has cover, so it's -2.
Okay. And I just -2.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, that's not gonna do it. Oh wait, no, attack roll 10. It is a pistol versus what words? Hello words. Versus primitive armor. So the armor doesn't count. So that does actually hit. And hits with a traumatic hit. So double damage on the light resolver. Still enough to kill this guy. How do you kill him?
He's sitting there, and the guy's looking around, and he's just kind of clucking at this, and he's like squinting out, and he's hoping it shoots back, it backs up a little bit, and it shoots him right in the eye.
Ooh.
Okay. So
He's like,
yeah, he slumps to the ground as his mask, which wasn't, you notice as you took a bead on him, wasn't actually like a gas mask. It looks more like he had like some plastic sheeting that he had like cut into the shape of a mask and was wearing. Maybe he wanted to be cool like the rest of his friends that had gas masks.
it's like you got the discount mask.
Right, yeah. So he dies, and then you see, well, you guys don't see because you haven't really seen them yet. Those two do what they're gonna do, and that brings us to the only guy left, the only poor man left, who actually
Run away if you know what's good for you, mate.
He's actually going to perform a retreat, which we figured out last time. He has to make a roll for.
Does the dog bite him?
He's trying to disengage with the dog.
I'm gonna let him get. We're gonna try and let him get away so that 1 out of 6 survives, and he can tell people we're dangerous.
Oh,
This will have consequences, and the
That's
butterflies start
interesting.
flying away.
All right. Let me find the right page here. What's going on? Fighting withdrawal.
Getting a dog. I'm getting a dog.
Disengaging.
We are getting a dog.
I'm getting a dog.
From their assailant.
No, it's
Oh,
my
yeah.
Well,
dog.
that's if you take it away from the people that own it.
So he moves and starts heading out, drops to the ground, rolls out through the open garage door, and starts moving away. He's still visible because he's not able to double move. He had to use his main action to disengage from the dog.
Okay.
And then you hear a gruff voice shout out, "Ghost!" And the dog turns and looks over in this direction. And it's you guys' turn again. What are you gonna do?
I walk inside first of all.
Step out to see the dog.
Start looting.
So the dog sees you and kind of steps up to you and sniffs you.
We'll start petting it.
Maybe a little bit of wag on the tail.
I'll pet it.
Maybe accepts a pat, but then starts heading back over here.
I'll follow it.
I go and check on the door.
I'm gonna
So
move
this
here.
is not a door; it's just an opening. Okay, Abigail heads over there and does what?
And is this the one that's cracked open?
It is.
I think.
Kang.
Then I drop prone and shoot him.
Kang.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho. Kang, loot those bodies. Abigail's shooting the guy.
That's what I'm doing.
Away.
Abigail's not letting him go.
Oofed.
No,
I don't blame
you're
him, no,
ruthless.
Because if they see our
Ruthless.
face, it's like, hey, we got shut up by somebody, and it's like, oh, is this description of what we've fought? I'm like, no, not gonna happen.
Abigail is ruthless.
Yeah, she is.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Although to be fair, we did forget Abigail is confused. We didn't have anybody tell Abigail to attack. We'll do that next
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. Is it within short range or long range of this shot?
Oh no, you're still in. Well, let's double check.
Looks short to me.
Oh yeah,
I
that's short
think
range.
it's close. I think it's almost at the end. It's close.
Yeah, that's short range.
Okay.
I was wrong. It's short range on the shotgun is actually 5 squares, not 2 squares.
Ooh. Now, oh, it still hits, doesn't it?
Not with an 8.
Do you want to get a reroll?
Well, I reloaded my shotgun while I was moving as well.
No, I'm just.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a reroll.
I mean, that's up to Oliver. He's the one with the ability.
Do you want a reroll? Take a reroll if you want
to.
one. Give it. Yeah, I can give one to each of you per game. So take a reroll.
Okay, so it's 12 plus d20 plus my attack bonus.
Correct. Yeah, and he's not in cover, so.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow. So maybe shouldn't have taken that reroll because now your shotgun takes damage. You're gonna need to lower that on the
Shit.
condition track.
That's what you get for being greedy with the kills.
We
So
kill you.
this guy
more
hears
people than we
a
did.
shotgun blast go off behind him, and now he double moves, booking
He's
out of
like,
there.
That's it.
He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
Not
Where
worth
did these
it.
guys come from?
He is gone. Yeah, Kang.
And we are a very weird group above all else. I must admit.
Kang, get those
So-
bodies looted. We're getting out of here quickly.
No, that's what I'm doing. He's grabbing anything he's grabbing the bolt for Sophia. He's grabbing anything useful and just throwing it in his backpack.
So when you head over to that kind of area, it looks like, again, there's no door. It's more like just kind of an open archway or doorway to just more separate an area from another area. What you're seeing in here is a man, apparently of Hispanic descent, possibly Argentinian, possibly Colombian, difficult to say. You also see a woman who appears to be, she could be Spanish, she could be Caucasian, difficult to say with her. And the dog has now kind of moved to the man, but then moved over to the woman, and it's just kind of like nuzzling up against her. She's got an arrow sticking out of her shoulder.
Oh.
And the man looks at you as like, who are you?
My name is Charlemagne. I'm friendly. I saw the dog in trouble, and I tried, and I came to help it. Who are you?
I'm
So
Sophia.
as you both are speaking, you can see him kind of to the side, signing to the woman.
Oh, she's
Ooh, okay.
And I'm not going to attempt it because I don't know sign language, but you see him signing to the woman off to the side.
Wait,
And
was that
she
really
is,
the sign, Max?
No, I was just messing around.
Oh.
And she signs back as he kind of glances over at her, and he looks back at you, and he's like, thank you. And perhaps at this point, you both notice that behind them, on a pallet, is a pile of, it looks like wrapped up supplies, food, scrap. Too much for any one of you to carry.
Do you need healing with that arm? And I point to her arm, and I do like a sign. I don't know any sign language either. My Sophia doesn't either, but he does like a motion to like wrap the arm, like
first aid.
Yeah, fair.
So, and again, she looks from Carlos to you and kind of nods her head. What's everybody else doing? What's Kang doing?
As I saying, he's going up to the bodies and grab what he can, like the crossbow bolts for Sophia, anything that is usable. If they can see the supplies in there,
take the
Kang
crossbows,
just
take
looting
everything.
bodies.
Take the crossbows,
yeah,
take
he just
everything.
don't care. He's just going, just looting. He's like, do.
So, I'm gonna do this.
We need to tell
We're
them
gonna
about.
move.
We need to tell them that there's more people coming. Come with us. You'll be safer in numbers. We've got a camp. You can join us. The dog's safe with us too.
All right. So they're like, Carlos says, but what? We can't. There's too much here. We can't leave it here.
Could we take it all between us? There's 6 of us, because there's 6 of us here now. Could the 6 of us carry it?
Between the equipment they're carrying and the equipment you're carrying and how much is there, you're gonna need to drag it. You're gonna have to create some kind of.
Gonna have to create a sled.
Well, that's where Kang comes in. Kang.
So
Kang stop and
hang
look.
on,
You see him looting something?
Let me deal with what Kang is looking at first. So these 4 guys all have, just quickly going over them, they have, they're wearing leather armor. You can tell very quickly, I'm not even going to make you roll, with your fix ability, that the ones that even do have like actual gas masks on, which is not all of them, they're not functional. The seals are broken. It's more like they're wearing them for the appearance, maybe to be intimidating, right? They don't work. They don't have filters in them. It's more like a costume, really.
Okay.
Or a uniform, in some way. But yeah, they have spears, knives, winter clothing, obviously, because otherwise they'd be dead. And it looks like each of them has some food. Like some travel jerky, maybe some apples or something like that, and each one of them has some scrap on them that they've collected, which we can roll later. But they've got some stuff. So the question is, how much of their gear do you want to take?
I think we try to build a sled to take everything. I think we should take everything.
Yeah. Well, but as they're doing this, but as I'm saying through, I knew some of them had crossbows. So as I say, I'm not worrying about crossbows right now. I'm just worrying about getting extra arrows for her, I'm getting the food supplies, which is more important right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And what it is that I might take, like one of the, like two of their masks
So the
and
reason-
like some of their outfit.
The reason why I separated them is that this one over here is one of the ones with a crossbow. The other one that escaped probably had the crossbow as well.
Okay. So
So
yeah,
there's
I
one
wanted to, I'll
crossbow.
just take the arrow.
So
take
he
the arrow
has-
from that guy.
Well, you also notice his crossbow has a scope on it.
Ooh, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I yell to Sophia, like, say, I got a new toy for you.
And I'm like, hey, because I'm still trying to like heal the girl.
So as you're looking over his body, you also notice. Where is it?
Is it
Oh,
the
right,
squat
it's
box?
here. You find a scrap of paper on his body that looks a little bit like this.
Okay.
While you're out hunting, see if you can find out anything
Ooh.
about the group near the auto shop we saw passing through the area, and steer clear of the church for now. Eld Fane.
There's like, is Eld the first name?
Could be Elder. Somebody's watching out. Someone's trying to find out information about us.
Well, because we were technically in one of their areas.
Are we dealing with
Um,
another cult? Again.
I don't know, but
Sophia
yeah,
is
but
like,
what it is
"Why?"
they know about the church. So as like one thing we don't go by the church again. That's definitely. So he folds up the number and he sticks it into a pocket and he's just gathering whatever he can right now.
I will make you all owners of that note.
Nice.
So you can look at it anytime.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah. Why don't we get? Assuming Charlemagne, because I believe Charlemagne's still carrying the first aid kit.
Yep.
Are you gonna let?
I'll let Sophia use
Sophia
it if she
use it?
needs to. Yeah.
And if you
Okay.
want, I can take it, like, just so, in case that we ever get separated.
Yeah, but he can use it too.
It's my first aid
yeah.
kit. You can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can
So,
use what
you
was
can
made
borrow
of
it.
Is it not better if I try to do it? Because I've got like +2 in heal, I think.
That's you. I'll let you. Whoever
Um,
wants to roll. It's up
wait,
to you guys.
So healing is with intelligence, right?
It is, but Charlemagne is actually a healer. He has the focus that makes him roll 3 dice and
I roll
take the
3
best
dice
2.
and take the best result.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
no,
I've got
because I was going to say I have a +3 in intelligence, so...
I mean, you're good at it, and you definitely because you can't treat yourself. So like having the two of you is a good thing because you can treat him, he can treat you. That's awesome. But like technically, he's better at it.
Alright. Pop off, King.
I'll do a heal roll and see if I can. And a roll on what? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Or can I do it on charisma because it's better? No, I can't because
No, healing isn't a charisma. Yeah.
Oof. 8.
7. Okay. So you are. Oh, and roll a d6
No,
for
I
me.
got 8. 7 was Abigail above me.
Oh, my bad. So yeah, what's your heal skill total?
It's a 6.
Nice.
My heal skill total is +2. So I've got +2 and I've got a +1 from wisdom.
Oh, actually. Hang on.
It's wisdom +1, heal +2, so I get a +3 on it.
So the first aid kit doesn't use up. You don't lose a level, which is good. Yeah, you shouldn't have even rolled for that. By spending a few minutes treating an ally, a medic with basic bandages and tools can heal 1d6 plus their heal skill level.
Okay, so they heal 8 hit
So
points then.
roll another d6 for me.
I'll
The
roll
first
another
d6 was to see if it ran out of
Oh, okay.
stuff.
That's 5 plus
Okay,
my
nice.
heal level is 2, so 7.
Okay.
What's the woman's name?
So do you ask that? Do you
I'm gonna-
ask either of their
I'm
names
gonna ask both
while
of
you're
them.
working? Or are you just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, what are your
Yeah,
names?
what are your names, etc.
Yeah. So he says his name is Carlos Roma, and he introduces her as Rosie Williams.
Carlos Rosa and Rosie
Roma,
Williams.
Roma.
Roma,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I remember that word.
like Rome, but
Yeah.
in Spanish.
Right.
Like Roma tomato.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Carlos Roma and Rosie Williams. Okay.
And
Well-
yeah, you can see that he's carrying a rifle, which he has just recently reloaded. She appears to have or fallen at her side because she was injured, but she picks it up once you bandage her up. Is like an axe,
Ooh.
more like a hand axe kind of thing, not like a full on like fantasy battle axe. Obviously, not even really a full
Lumberjack.
wood axe. More like
A fire
like a
axe.
camp axe, as it were.
Yeah.
And they both appear they're wearing winter clothing. She seems to have some heavier kind of leathers on, but he doesn't really appear to be wearing any kind of armor.
I'm going to try to convince them to team up with us, to build a sled, and to take all this stuff plus all their gear back to our safe camp.
Okay.
That's what we're
Why
gonna
don't you
try.
go ahead and make a talk roll, charisma?
Okay.
Kang, as you check the guy with the crossbow and also all the other guys, you notice that none of them have a radio.
So I like look at it, Abigail. It's like I like you see me going through the bodies. You're just probably keeping watch. It's like I guess the guy who ran off has the radio.
So yeah, what's Abigail doing during this time?
She's
Danger's
actually
over.
watching to make sure no one else is coming back that way.
Well, she may have started doing that, but she's probably gone into one of her fugue states again.
More than likely.
And she may just be kind of looking around like, oh,
What's going on?
yeah.
Huh?
So you guys see Abigail
What are you
just
doing?
chilling out by the door over there, just kind of laying down. So yeah, Carlos has a interaction with Rosie, and it's interesting too because you see you see him signing, which he does. He doesn't even say anything to her. You all would know. It's fairly likely that she could probably read lips as well, but since he appears very fluent in sign language, he has no reason to speak at the same time. He is just signing. Maybe they want to keep their conversation private, assuming that none of you know sign language. Who knows? But let's have Charlemagne and Sophia make a notice check while you're watching them interact with each other. And then you can ask me whatever you were going to ask me, Emma.
No, I was going to say if I can do like a no, like maybe I could like tell what they are saying.
I'm doing it untrained. Is it intelligence or wisdom or what?
So it'll be wisdom for just general perception.
The notice one?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, so Sophia may be just trying to kind of work out what the sign means, not really focus so much on other things that are happening. And to be fair, I did notice when I was looking at your character sheet earlier, this might be a little bit metagamey, so I don't know if I want to let you do it, but technically Sophia has never selected the extra language that she knows. She knows English, Spanish, and there's one additional language that she should know. I don't want to let you take sign language unless you
But-
can really convince me
No, I'm going to take Chinese so I can speak. No, I think no, Chinese not. What language does Kang speak?
It's
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Mandarin Chinese.
Mandarin. Yeah,
Okay.
Mandarin.
Now, if any of you, at any point increase your connect level or your know skill level, you can learn a new language.
Ooh.
And now that you have someone two people who know sign, assuming they come with you, you can learn sign if you choose. So that'll be
Ooh, and
something.
we can
Yeah,
talk
I like
invisible. We
that.
can talk
I
about
like that.
Yeah, we
I
can
like
talk.
that.
We can. Nice.
You could- yeah.
Talk silently.
It's like, you know.
Okay, so Sophia doesn't necessarily recognize this again because she's kind of trying to understand the language. Charlemagne, you swear. Well, maybe not because you're a priest. You feel reasonably certain that the dog is clearly watching Carlos as he signs something. And when he's done signing, the dog literally turns and looks at Rosie and watches her sign. And when she's done, the dog looks back at Carlos and watches him sign. It looks like the dog is following the conversation.
This is not out of the question. Dogs understand human language, the ones that we talk to them. Dogs, if you live in a bilingual household, that dog will understand the English and the Spanish that you speak, or the two languages that you speak. That will be a bilingual dog. If you're speaking sign language around the dog, I have no doubt in my mind a dog can learn sign language, especially a smart dog like a German Shepherd. 100% a dog like that can learn sign language.
I mean,
No
the
doubt
dog can
about
also
it.
be one of those
Attention.
special needs dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs, the top smart brain dogs are as smart as like a 5-year-old kid, and a 5-year-old kid can talk and learn a language, including sign language. A dog can learn sign language without a doubt.
Sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I
You
mean,
said it was a German
unfortunately,
Shepherd, right? That's one of the
Unfortunately, we
smartest
have
dogs.
no way to verify because they
My
can't
dog-
sign. But
I mean, my dog like lives in a Spanish-speaking house, but
Sure.
he only takes orders in English. Like I tell her to sit and
I
he
believe
sits,
that.
but I tell her to sentarse or sentate, and she doesn't do shit.
and yes, I did say that he was a German Shepherd.
So very
However,
smart dog.
he's large. Like,
Ooh, wolf dog.
he's larger than any German Shepherd you've ever seen.
So like maybe crossed with a wolf or something.
Maybe.
Nice.
Okay.
He looks like a huge dog in the photo.
So King
And it
kind of
is-
has these rough on.
I will also say, because we're 5 years in, and certain procedures are not really being done by anybody anymore. It's definitely a he. When you see him walking around, you can see as a he.
Right.
Yeah, he's definitely manned up.
So after they chat for a few minutes, Carlos turns back to you, and so does Rosie, and says, "We've lost a lot of people recently. It'd be nice to have people to watch our backs again. It's the least we can do for having you show up and save our bacon." Quite
Your-
literally.
Wait, your
And he
bacon.
looks over his shoulder, and you can see in the
your
stack,
bacon.
there's like a box of like bacon bits,
Ooh.
amongst many other
nice.
things.
Nice. Okay. No, we're only happy to help, and we're building a community. And we're trying
Yeah.
to build a community in this, or some semblance of a society and a community in this fucked up world, and we would love for more of you to join us. If you're willing to share, we can build something to help us carry all that stuff back, and any other stuff that's left in the supermarket as well. We'll take it all back together, and you can pull in with us. We have a fairly secure place, and we're working on making it more secure, and we're all pooling our resources. You could join us. You'd be welcome to. If
Yeah.
We
you're
can
willing
use the
to,
stalls.
if you're willing to be part of a community and to help out, like everyone
We've
does,
already
then-
largely we've already largely scavenged the supermarket. This is everything that we found. We've been putting it together and getting ready to move it, knowing that we can't just stay here, but
Well,
that
I
came on us. So
we heard on the radio. We think there's more men coming, so we need to move fairly fast. So can we try to build something to get this stuff out of here?
We have.
you said you've got a man that can do that.
We have a man that can do that.
That man over there, and I call out in Mandarin to Kang to come over.
Yeah, he walks over and he has like you see him a crossbow in his hand, and he walks over and he basically sticks it out to Sophia. This might be a little better than what you got, and he puts out whatever left for the crossbow bolts he had that guy and hands it over.
Yay! Also, we should go and get some stalls from the main area of the supermarket. We could make them into a sledge.
Okay.
What he can do is that they do have spears, so he can rig something, 2 long sticks, tie it on something, and make an improvised sled that way.
So it's going to take a little bit more than that because this is a very large pallet with a lot of stuff on it. But there's probably enough in the supermarket you'll be able to scavenge without having to use the spears. What I'm going to need, though, is you're going to need time in which everybody else is going to have to do some stuff. And then you're going to need to make a fixed roll to make something because you are working quickly. So, while... And some of this is getting materials for Kang that he's looking for to put this together. While Kang is constructing this sledge, and also don't forget that unless somebody tells her what to do, Abigail gets confused. What is everybody else going to be doing?
I would suggest maybe someone stay with Abigail, like keep Abigail with one of us.
Maybe.
I mean, if you give her something to do, she can do it. She's not incapable. You just got to tell her what to do.
I can keep her with me, so she can help me build this as we're going.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And she can give you an assist with that as well, potentially. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's everybody else? Well, actually, before we get into what everybody else is going to do, let's handle the important thing. The situation is over for now. You guys are going to have to deal with some stress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, can I appeal for a halftime break for 5 minutes soon?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
5-minute break.
I,
Or 10. We can do 10, Oliver.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
And then we'll come back, we'll deal with stress, and then we'll plan the rest of the day.
Okay. And we're back.
All right. So, Max and Abigail are going to work on the sledge. The rest of you can do things. You can do a deeper search of what's left in the supermarket if you like. While in addition, fetching specific things that Max might need to fix the sledge.
I want to go outside to the cars and get some wheels for the sledge. If that's possible.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you have
tires?
Well, there's a thing.
They got spared.
You could possibly even get the back axle of a car and like a big shelf and lay a shelf down.
That's gonna take a lot of work, man.
So,
you're gonna have to dig them out. You're gonna have a lot harder time getting wheels off the cars. You might have some luck finding spare tires, like Brian said.
Yeah, I will look around for spare tires and stuff like that.
I'll do a search of the supermarket, see if there's any goods missed.
What about shopping carts? If there's any shopping carts you guys can find.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably find some shopping carts.
You could possibly move all the stuff in a couple of shopping carts.
I think with the snow though, you're going to be better off with if you want to use wheels with spare tires, not just shopping cart.
I was just meaning, if we could just put like the shopping cart on top of something, and just kind of have a little extra carriage, so you have stuff on the bottom, but if you got 2 shopping carts, you have that little extra lift.
So
yeah,
just like maybe even just get a shelf, like it's raised at one end, so it's a flat shelf raised at one end, like we're pulling it, carrying it, and you could just place a couple of shopping trolleys on top of it to hold the stuff in.
Yeah, maybe. That's certainly doable. So Charlemagne's gonna search the supermarket a little bit more.
Yep.
We'll say that you gather what you need for the sledge first, right? So, because I want to
Okay.
give you all an opportunity to do some additional searching, except for Abigail and Kang,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's fine. I got gathered what I needed.
All right. So, Charlemagne, where do you want to look?
In the
So
main.
the area where you're at right now, it looks like kind of a locker room for employees. There's a door here. There's a door over here, and then there's the doors to the main area.
I'm gonna go into the main bit.
Okay. So I will let you spend a little time.
Oh yeah, stress.
Oh, right, we gotta do the stress. Forgot about that. So this
Hate
might
to
change
be a
how
bummer,
people
but-
respond to things too.
You're right.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do stress. Let's do stress.
I just killed a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of people. This might not be good.
Yes, some of you might be going over the deep end now or taking some scars.
I'm already pretty
So
high.
Abigail's
Well-
actually Abigail, because she is confused and dealing with it, she is currently immune to stress, which is cool. Killing another human being, that's 2. It's none of your first kill, so that's fine. Killing more than one in the scene, that's +1. They were threatening you, so you don't have to worry about that. They were not helpless or non-violent, so you don't need to worry about that. So far we're at 3. No friends were mortally wounded and then died. You are not mortally wounded or suffered an injury. You're not stealing anything from a non-enemy. None of that. So yeah, everybody's going to gain, except for Abigail, pardon me, is going to gain 3 stress. Where does that put you?
Ooh, it's
I'm
not
2
good, it's
above
not good.
max. I'm a 2 below max.
I'm
2
I'm 2
below
points.
max?
Yeah, because my
Okay.
stress is 15. I'm at a 13.
I'm at
Okay.
I'm
Charlemagne's
at
gonna go
12
over.
from 14, so 2 more and
I'm
I'm
at-
fully stressed.
I'm at 16 or 15, so I'm over.
Okay. So, you have a choice. You can try to deal with it, or you can take a scar.
Come hard and take a scar, don't you?
You do. So you could try. You could try and resist the breakdown first if you want.
Yeah, so what do I do?
Okay, so make a mental save at a -2 penalty.
Whoa.
Success.
Where is it? Yep.
You succeed. Okay. Wow, your mental save's tough. So currently you're fine. You hold it together. You
Okay.
might have nightmares, inappropriate emotional reactions,
I'm
or a
still
sudden
over it. It
craving
still
for a
stays on-
stiff drink, but you suffer no mechanical penalties for your condition.
Nice, but it still stays 16 out of 15. I'm still over,
It
yeah?
stays at 16, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have
Um,
to. I don't have to take a become hardened yet. I've got away with it for now.
No. Yep, you're good now. The next time you gain any stress, you're going to have to make another save or breakdown, or you could take a scar and become hardened.
But if I get
Um,
that down below the 15, then I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Same with Abigail. If Abigail can bring her stress down below her max, then the confusion goes away.
But I'm not freaking out like she did, like she is, because I passed that
You're not.
save.
No.
Okay.
Yes, correct. Okay, so let's get a notice check with intelligence or wisdom, whichever is better, to search around in the ruins out there. What is Sophia going to do?
I am looking for the wheel, so I think
No. We've already done that.
Oh, yeah.
You found some stuff to help build the sledge.
Amazing.
This is to give you an opportunity to do a deeper search of the supermarket while Kang is constructing things.
I will look for for female products, and also I'm looking for scrap.
Yeah, so look for tools if you can find any. He yells at you.
I'm looking for tampons right now, broski.
So, where are you looking for these things?
Inside the supermarket, in the dark.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are still some torches in this room that the other group
Yeah,
apparently brought
I'm
with them.
taking-
If you want to take them with
Yeah.
you.
I'm taking one of the torches and I go looking out
Okay.
for tampons and scratch.
All right. So go ahead and head into the main supermarket area and make a notice roll for me.
Give me a second.
Kang.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and make our first fix roll.
Yay.
Good luck. Come on.
Right. And let's see, that's gonna. Oh, is this gonna be a dexterity or is this more intelligence and wisdom?
This is dexterity.
I
Okay,
roll a total
and-
of 12.
Do I get a +1 with Abigail helping me or no?
Oh, Abigail can make a fix roll as well. That's right. With dexterity.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah, so you get a +1 to Kang's fix roll, so that's a 12. Oh no, sorry. Abigail failed, so that's an 11 for Kang. So 11's not bad. You make some progress getting things together. Abigail needs to be redirected a couple of times to assist you. She kind of drifts off a bit, but you keep her on track. Let's get another notice roll from the two in the supermarket area, unless you want to move to a different place. You've got a couple other areas you could check.
I mean, do I find what I look for?
I'm going to tell you everything at the end. So you found some stuff, but yes.
No, I'm not looking for anything else for now, but I am coming like around just that. Holding up the torch for Charlemagne and whatever he is looking for.
I mean, you still want to make a roll, right? Because you can potentially find more stuff. I'm
This is
giving you the
round. Am I
opportunity
getting another
to.
look as well?
Yeah, you are as well.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what I want to look for, because I already said I'm looking for tampons and scrap.
Well, again, it's not about what you want to look for. It's what can you find, and that's going to be up to me.
All right.
So
And
I just want rolls to see if you are successful in spotting things that might be useful.
all right,
No,
I will
I got
notice
6.
more.
So 6 with Charlemagne, 11 with Sophia. Okay, so doing pretty good. Let's get another fix roll from Kang.
Okay. Kang the awesome.
Come on, we want a good roll here.
Alright.
Oh, and Abigail. My mistake.
Kang, you can re-roll that, mate. I use
Well,
my
let's
comrade.
wait until
Oh.
Abigail rolls to see if
Yeah,
he gets a
let's see.
bonus. Okay, so Abigail succeeds, so you can re-roll it with a bonus +1.
So yeah, I'll
Okay.
use my comrade on Kang. So that's Abigail, Sophia, and Kang all had one now, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
A 12.
So Kang, you finish fixing it up. You see Carlos come out of. Carlos and Rosie have been kind of walking around, and Ghost has been sniffing around, looking for stuff. Carlos and Rosie come out of this doorway right here, just about as you finish working on the sledge and start loading all the loot you get from these guys onto it as well. And you see them signing to each other, and Carlos comes over to you. He says, "Hey, there's a safe in that office over there that I haven't been able to get open."
Hmm. Oh, hey, I can still mess with the safe when I get back to that one because I increased my fix one early.
did.
From the so it's like he's like so it's completely good, and he's looking at Abigail. It's like, look, it's like I probably can mess with it if you can get my friend over to make sure she helps you there. She's a little out of it at the moment, and I'll see if I can get my hands on it. See if I can do something with it.
Okay. So yeah, Carlos is happy to give guidance to Abigail in loading up the sledge with all the stuff, and all the
Okay.
additional stuff that Sophia and Charlemagne bring back in from the main supermarket. Some additional things that they found, which I'll decide about later.
Okay.
Because you're basically just going to load everything onto the sledge, and you all are going to try and haul all of it back, right?
Yeah. So can I give you a quick summary of what I did with it? Like
Yeah.
Lisa to help us out with it.
Yeah.
So I did something because I know the dog has a collar. So I rigged something where he could sit in the middle and pull it, and there's extra ropes that who can pull it, that can go on the side, pull it, and the dog's in the middle. That gives a little effort.
All of you are going to need to pull this. Like, there's so much stuff on here. This is not
I know.
just the dog.
I know, but this with the dog, it just...
At least 3 or 4 of you are going to need to pull it.
Yeah. Well,
But
as I said,
cool.
he does. Yeah, that's the way he is. Is like, because with the dog that he can have it is easy that it ties on there, but it's easy to snap off. The dog needs to go attack something. But that's how he kind of rigged it.
I think Kang would know better than just tying it to a collar. Like, he would need to have crafted a harness for the dog. If the dog is gonna, because if you just attach it to the dog's collar, then that's putting all that pressure on the dog's neck as it tries to.
Yeah. So he's gonna probably just have a bunch of ropes right there and keep the dog, let it run around and keep that scar. Yeah, scout out.
That's fine.
Okay, so yeah, he's like, hey, just load it up, and he's gonna go out and check. So is it in here or is it in the bottom?
So it's in the bottom area. So as you come into this area, this is clearly like a kind of a break/sitting room. There's a microwave and some other stuff that all looks burned out and useless. But then as you go into this room, this is an office, right? There's a desk, there's some filing cabinets, and there is a safe, a tall safe. It's probably about 5 feet tall. And yeah, if you want to give it a fix roll to try and open it with dexterity.
All right. Well, he's like, I might try it. And he's like, as he's thinking about this one, he's like, might do a crack at the other one when I get back. All right. A 10.
Okay. So a 10 is great. You work on the safe and you feel like you're getting the hang of it. And just as you're about to give up, because it is impossible, you feel the tumblers lock into place and the safe opens.
He goes,
in the safe, there's a few things.
Okay.
Find my notes. Nope. Oh, right, they're there. Looking in the wrong place. So, the safe contains about... Well, do you guys know what a strap is in currency terms? So,
like a
in
bundle
currency
of money?
terms, yeah, currency terms, a strap is a bundle of cash, right? Like whenever you see like $100 bills and stuff, it's named a strap because of the strap that goes around it that keeps the brick of money together. So there are several, probably like 20 or 30 straps of 500 ARS notes. A decent amount of Argentinian cash. There is a smaller lockbox that is not locked, that if you open up contains coinage. This is clearly the safe of what the profits that the market is before they take it to the bank. There's also a leather wallet with a zip on it, and this is a fairly airtight safe, so it's in pretty good condition. If you unzip it and open it up, it contains a stack of checks that have been rubber banded together, filled out for various amounts, most of them in the hundreds of thousands of ARS, Argentinian money. So basically, it's just useless paper, stacks of it.
Burnable paper.
Mhm.
Burnable paper.
It is potential fuel.
I mean,
So I'll figure out roughly how much tier 0 scrap that works out to be. But yeah, you can easily grab all that and take it over to the sledge. In addition to all of that, though, kind of standing up and leaning against the rear of the safe is a rifle.
Ooh.
It is an AR-15.
Ooh.
A combat rifle, in other words.
Mhm.
That brings back memory.
Oh, no. I know who I'm giving that to. Is any rounds in there or no?
So
We
there
have some
is a
rifle rounds.
there's a single magazine that is already in the rifle.
Okay.
And because you have the shoot skill, you are able to very quickly clear the magazine, check it. The magazine is loaded, full.
Okay.
Click it back in, and there are also 2 other magazines stacked behind the stacks of cash on the floor of the safe. Those magazines are also full.
All right, so he's gonna stick it in his back, and does the rifle have a sling on it? And no.
No, it does not.
Okay, so he kind of just looks at something, kind of maybe tie a string on it or something, and just kind of locking on his book, like his backpack with something, and just kind of like, all right,
No, you can carry it.
Okay.
It's
no,
it's
yeah,
not
pistol,
that simple.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
you
know.
can carry it out.
Okay.
Whether or not it still works, I mean, it's been in that safe for a while, but who knows?
Yeah.
Probably.
I would love to get my hands on that. I'd much rather have that than a shotgun.
I thought instead of like a hobo with a shotgun, you got a priest with a shotgun. I mean, dude, that thing's still pretty nasty.
It is. I mean, it does the job. It does the job.
Well, my thought is that if we have this, like here, we can have someone who could shoot, that stays at the camp, has the gun, and be good for defense of the area that we got.
Potentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there is more than just the 4 of us to think about when we do equipment, actually.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So you bring that out. You've got the 3 magazines, the rifle. If you want to grab them, all the T0, paper scraps essentially.
Yeah, I just throw it in there, so just burnable stuff. But I want to keep the little thing with the checks on me and the little lockbox, because those are cool little containers we can keep stuff in.
I mean, you can. They're not really useful as anything other than some metal scrap and some leather scrap. So
Is there a lock for
Yeah,
the
I know, that's why
lockbox? You said it wasn't locked, but does it have a lock, so it could be used to keep stuff safe?
it has a lock. You don't see a key anywhere.
Okay.
So yeah, so he comes in there, he's like, he tossing stuff, and he goes, "Ooh, new toy."
As your leader, I'm going to requisition that rifle.
As your leader. So I'll let you guys decide that. You manage to get the safe open. You get all of that stuff together. You get it on the sledge. Now what do you want to do?
Get it back to the
Yeah, that's a head on. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's try and get it back to the
Yeah.
shop.
Okay. So are you heading back to your base?
Yeah.
Just dragging the sledge with you?
Yeah, still trying to be as careful as we can, though.
Okay.
With a sled full of... And how much food do you reckon was there? Like, lots of units?
I mean, there's a lot. I will let you know eventually, but there's a lot.
Okay, excellent. I reckon this could be a really, really, really good productive mission if we get these 2 guys to join our team and the dog, plus get all this stuff back.
So as
Really
you're getting ready to go, I mean, they are coming with you. And Carlos comes up next to you and he's like, you know, we don't know you, but you came in to rescue us, even if it was just Ghost at first. But yeah, I mean, if you'll have us, I mean, more mouths to feed, but more people to look out for you.
Yeah, community is always stronger as it grows larger. That we are strength in numbers is the way we look at it. It's more people that look out for each other, more people watching your back in this godforsaken world. I'm glad to have met you, and we'll be glad to bring you into our community.
Yeah, and especially if we're gonna head that mall up, extra bodies to help us out.
Okay. So, if we go back to the map, you guys were up here at the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
You spend the rest of the day into the early evening heading back to the auto repair shop. And dragging the sledge is hard work. Like I said, it generally takes 3 to 4 of you at a time to drag this thing, while the others are kind of, you know, scouting and keeping an eye out, leading the way, which you know because you're heading through scouted hexes. So you don't have to make any rolls, and thankfully the encounter check was, you know, nothing significant happens. So after a lot of hard work and struggle, you get this sledge all the way back to the auto repair shop. And the doors are hanging wide open. No, I'm kidding. The doors are closed.
I'm like, we're going shooting. We killed about 6 guys the last time, man. We don't need these
every
guys
time you come back, the place is taken over by somebody else.
No, but we'd have that note is that these guys were gonna come and check us out again, so we know
That's
at least
true.
these guys are gonna. So as he's going through, King's gonna pass the note to everybody to read it. That's like, hey, Charlie, you might want to look this out, as he's like kind of passed by him, and just, you know, like just check the note out that he found.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll be careful as we approach, making sure that we're as hidden as possible as we approach. We don't want to be viewed going into this place.
Okay, how are you being careful as you approach?
Just try to stay in the shadows and just not be like dawdling, like be really quick in between, like when we move between alleyways, like stick to the walls, stick to the shadows, and just move quickly, but just try to be as hidden as possible.
Okay. Now, just because it did happen, and you may have forgotten, I will remind you that at one point during the past week, well, 4 days, that you were spending a lot of time around the auto shop, hunting, scavenging, getting things ready. Kang, I believe, and you did point it out to others, although he was already gone.
Yeah.
Kang did see a red-garbed figure watching you from a distance. So I just want to remind you of that fact. But yes, you get back to the auto repair shop, you, without trying to, you know, draw too much attention, and as quickly as you can, you get the sledge in. The double doors of the front door certainly make that easy. And you can see that a lot of work has been done throughout the day with shards of metal and sharpened wood along all of the windowsills. The front plate glass window has been basically in a couple of different things that maybe might even surprise you. The snow has been shifted because they decided if they're going to make a snow berm on the roof to be able to look out from up top. And you know, if you take a look as you approach, you can definitely see kind of a mound type structure on the roof, but it doesn't look like a lookout post. You know, it looks like just snow is collected up there. but whoever was giving the instructions, they also said, we could probably do that with the front windows too. And sure enough, rather than making it look like the place has been fortified from the inside, it seems like they've spent almost all day just shifting snow and making like a believable snow drift up the front part of the building to mostly cover almost all of the front of the plate glass windows. And there's still a little bit that is not covered along the top,
We can still
which
see
again
out.
would let in some natural light. But yeah, as you go inside and you look to your right along the plate glass window, you just see white because they've just. But then, kind of past the white a little bit, you can see. Oh, it looks like they probably did like maybe somehow muscle in some like wreckage, and you think you see part of like a dumpster, and maybe they put a whole bunch of stuff out front of it too, and then piled all the snow up on top of it. And you can see Francisco, maybe as you come into the garage, the main area where the fire is, where it usually kept, you can see Francisco just laid out and just red and just sipping some water, just totally exhausted. Giolan also is just kind of having a little bit of food for herself. Don't worry, she's having her ration for the day. And, they look wrecked. They look tired. They worked hard all day. So yeah, that's what you come home to.
I'll congratulate them on a good day's work because they've done a cracking job here. I'm really happy with what they've done. So I'll give them.
They see you come in with Carlos and Rosie and the dog, and you see like maybe a little bit of fear, but also like, okay, maybe this isn't a bad thing, and they stand up and they introduce themselves, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves. The dog Ghost is kind of just walking around and sniffing everybody, and sniffing here and sniffing that, and seems very interested in moving through the building and kind of checking out all the rooms. I don't know if anybody assists him with that, or maybe you'll have one of your other characters do that, but he seems like he wants to get like the layout of the place down.
I follow around the dog.
Okay. Yeah,
He's
he
like a
basically
doggy.
leads you. He basically leads you to every single door, and if the door is closed, he looks up at you expectantly, expecting you to open it.
I open it.
And then he goes in and he kind of paces around the room and looks around and comes out and then moves on.
He's learning.
You get the sense that he has some training as a guard dog. He's learning the environment, right?
Getting his bearings.
So
What's that?
I mean that.
I pet him and I say, "Good doggy."
Yeah, I said that might be good to keep around here, especially dogs have a better sense about people coming around, and
Oh, a guard dog's a great thing to have here.
If if Ghost dies, I will cry. First warning.
No. It's good,
Oh, you know what I never showed you guys? I never showed you the full character artwork of the goodest boy and the other people. There's Ghost.
Oh, do we have an artwork for him?
Where is it?
Hang on. Show to players.
Oh,
that's a clippers.
What a good boy.
I'm
What a
gonna
good
build him
boy.
some dog armor from like Fallout.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh,
Yeah.
what a good boy.
Here is Carlos.
Okay.
And here is Rosie.
Okay.
All right. So, unpacking everything and getting it stored takes some time, and I will definitely go over probably at the beginning of the next session with you what you have found. In addition to, the things that we've already outlined, you've got the AR-15, 3 mags all loaded, a metal lockbox, and a leather check wallet, in addition to all the paper and whatnot. So we'll get all of that figured out.
Lots of food.
Well, yeah, there's lots of food, like a surprising amount of food. But for now, I think for the rest of this day, we're just going to subtract the 7 rations. Or no, we need more now.
More now,
How
9.
many people are we?
10, including the dog.
So, if any of you at some point begin to offer some food to the dog, Carlos is actually like, if you just let him out, like, we've never had to feed him. Somehow he finds his food.
Oh.
He'll come back. We've never leashed him.
Okay. It's your dog, you know best.
I mean, he's just been following us around. I wouldn't say he's our dog.
So you're not 100% set on the name Ghost then?
Or is it on the collar?
It's what he's responded to. So do you check his collar?
I'll check his collar.
Yeah, I'll check his collar. Yeah, I'll check his collar and see what it says.
So, what does his collar say, Oliver?
I wanted to change the dog's name.
What does his collar say?
His name's Fallout. Because the colour of him reminded me of the nuclear winter and the nuclear snow, and also have other reasons to call him Fallout. Because the dog in Fallout's called Bushido, so it's just kind of a thing between it's an RxOliver verse thing. It's a multiverse thing.
Yeah, sure.
He's called Fallout.
Okay. What ironic, you call a dog in an apocalyptic world Fallout.
His name's Fallout now.
He might like the Fallout game. You just never know.
Yeah. Wait, does Charlie Man know the game Fallout?
No, it's a coincidence.
I mean, it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's a coincidence. But he's called Fallout.
Yeah.
Since we're back here, is there any chance I can work on that other safe, or is that going to be waiting until next time?
Sure. You can try and unlock the other safe.
Yeah, that's like as everybody's like unloading this one, he just kind of walks into the room and kind of like watch everybody. He sits the AR next to him and puts his backpack down. He's like, so he's gonna look at this and he taps his chin and let's see if I can work with this. And let's see how this goes.
No. So it is not good enough. This thing is still
locked up tight.
Resisting you. Where you're gonna be really sad when you finally open it and there's like nothing in
it.
Yeah, it's not worrying about it. It's just hey, because that happens in Fallout. You open it in there, there's like, oh, it's cool in there. There's like nothing. They're like, what the hell?
Okay, so you have 9 mouths to feed. Mm-hmm. You have 1 unit of perishable food and 13 of non-perishable in your current stores. Obviously, you have much more than that, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Basically, because I need to roll it all up, right? We'll get there.
Yeah.
I
know.
Do you want to use the perishable and then 8 of the non-perishable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do not eat because of iron stomach.
I got iron stomach too.
Actually, according to my notes, you and Kang do need to eat today because I have been counting your iron stomach.
Then I will
for
eat.
the
that's fine.
So we eat. Okay.
Okay, so 5 non-perishable left. Don't worry, there's still plenty more. And obviously your scrap totals will change. Do you let Fallout out to go hunt for his own food?
Yeah, let him get his own food. You never know what he might bring back.
So after about an hour, you hear some scratching at the front door.
Okay.
We open it.
Yep.
And Fallout comes walking in with a rat.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. He can have that all to
Dead.
himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
And
a
he-
normal looking red, or is it like one of those like cancerous looking things?
Well, it doesn't look cancerous, but the closer Kang looks, the more you realize it actually has 2 tails.
Oh, let the dog
So
have
he
that
kind of points
himself.
this out. He kind of points it out to them as like, this thing has 2 tails.
Yeah, we'll just let the dog eat that. We'll not ask it to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, he takes note. It's like, all right, well, we deal the guy that has, the like leather or like reptilian leg thing and this tail, and he's kind of
Yeah,
like, ooh,
it's
that's
not the first
a good sign.
mutation we've seen. It's not the first mutation.
Yeah,
we've seen.
but that's still not a good sign, though. It's like, ooh.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fallout with the rest of you has, I assume most of you are probably going to spend your evening in the area where you keep the fire. I am going to, assuming you don't want to use high-end scrap.
Oh no, just use the 0. Just whatever.
Yeah. So we're gonna reduce your TL0 scrap by 8 because I forgot to take off the 4 for last night.
The fire.
So that would bring you down to 23. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
so
for the
you see,
fire.
you see King. He walks with Rebecca, the rest of the group, and he has the rifle in his hands, and he's just, doing the basic look over it, and he's kind of like, just looking. He doesn't know how everybody's going to expect with him, just like the AR in his hand. He's like, well, I found something in another safe, so, yeah.
I mean, it's not like you've hidden it. Everybody has seen you carrying this AR.
Yeah, so he's just trying to figure out. It's like,
you can't just slip it into a pocket.
No, he's not gonna keep it. He's like, keep it for himself. He's just trying to figure out, is like, if it better off with somebody, he's gonna wants to, as a group, sit down and figure out, is it better us taking it with us or keeping it here with somebody who can use it as a personal defense of the location.
Well, I haven't added
Carlos,
it yet.
Ask
but
Carlos
I
if
can
he
tell
has a
you,
gun. Does Carlos have a gun?
He does. He has a rifle.
Well, okay. Who doesn't have a gun?
It's essentially a hunting rifle. So just to give you an idea, I haven't put in the item yet, but a combat rifle does 1d12 damage.
Ooh.
Well, the rifle does 1d10 plus 2 damage. Ranges big enough to not really matter. The magazine on the combat rifle is 30 rounds.
So there's 90 rounds for it then?
For the combat rifle, yeah, specifically.
Wow.
The rounds between the combat rifle and the regular rifle might as well be exchangeable.
Okay.
But Carlos says he only has a couple of rounds left. So
Give him at least a box of
you
rounds.
do
Give
also
him
have
those
some
rounds.
rifle rounds. I think Charlemagne has some rifle rounds,
Yeah, I've already got some rifle rounds.
You
but
can pass it on
we
to
can
him.
talk about that later. It is dex based. It is a D8 trauma die with a ×3 multiplier. So the big thing about the combat rifle that it allows, which the item will show you when I put it in, is that the combat rifle has a burst fire setting, where when attacking you can decide to fire 3 rounds to get a +2 to hit and damage rolls, because you basically just do a short 3-round burst.
Yeah. Ooh, I fancy that.
Yeah, and well, isn't Abigail really good with guns with some of her edges and stuff?
Oh yeah.
She's
it's probably,
probably
best to go
better
Abigail.
than most of you, yes.
Yeah, it's probably
At this
best to
point,
go
she's
Abigail.
probably the best with the rifle.
Yeah.
Plus, other things to consider: the scoped crossbow that you picked up.
I gave it to Sophia.
Right.
I gave that to Sophia.
So it's
You
a
gave
little
me
bit better.
rifle.
No, he gave you a scoped crossbow.
Oh yeah, better.
So the crossbow, and I'll roll for how many bolts the guy had left, but the crossbow actually has a +1 to hit because it has a scope on it.
Nice.
That's
so
useful.
That's nice. Some other things that stand out, obviously you're going to have a lot of food. You don't see quite as much scrap in there, but you did pick up some scrap from the Red Hand guys.
Yeah, and some of the spears, right?
Well, yeah, all their weapons you'll have.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, you can break stuff like that down, but also you have to consider that other people might have weapons as well. What you do with your other characters are up to you, but like Francisco and Jacob have equipment. I've already taken away their rations and put them in the common pool, but all of the rest of the equipment they have on them, if you guys want to put that into the common pool and basically let people kind of
I think we do that.
Take what they need when they need it, that's up to you.
Yeah, I think we do that because we're collecting a nice a group pool of stuff, so that when we do select which characters we're taking out, we can select which gear we're taking out as well.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
and if you're gonna have the other characters that aren't going with you go out and do stuff like hunt and scavenge, you're gonna want to equip them too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like the armor and whatever. We just leave it the spears and whatever else I need.
So, Carlos and Rosie. If you're having a discussion about this, Carlos and Rosie aren't necessarily keen on giving up their personal gear just yet.
No, of course they don't have to.
This is their first night here.
Yeah.
Giolan's been with you for a week. She's more than happy to put her gear into the common bin. And you know that she had some leather armor from the stuff that she picked up back at the church that was still hers.
Yeah.
She had some leather armor.
Well,
she had a modern bow, not a primitive bow, a modern bow.
Even if they're not putting their stuff into the bin, they can still use the stuff from it if they want. So we've got some armor and stuff in there. If they want to equip from that shared goods, they can.
Yeah.
I mean, we got those lockers that we could stick
pretty
stuff
much what
into.
I'll do. I'll keep Carlos and Rosie separate for now and their stuff.
We'll offer them a locker.
I'll put Giolan's stuff into the common pool. Except for winter clothes. Everybody needs their winter clothes. Nobody's going to put their winter clothes in the common pool.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I'll put her stuff into the common pool. And if you want me to, I can move Jacob and Francisco's stuff all into the common pool, aside from like their winter clothes.
I'm gonna.
I would say Jacob basically, like, he just puts his stuff in one of the lockers and just like, it's just like, if it's communal stuff, it's like, hey, is there any chance I could use this? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's how you want to handle it, that's fine. Okay, so other things to consider. It is the evening as you all kind of gather around the fire pit and the food is doled out to everybody. Occasionally, Fallout will kind of wander around and sniff at your food, but he won't try to take any of it. He's seemed quite happy with the two-tailed rat that he devoured. You see him kind of wandering around, and at one point you see him at the back door kind of lapping at some water that seems to be coming in from melted water outside because of the heat in the room, because unless you set up a water bowl for him, he doesn't have any place to drink.
No, I guess we'll find a bowl and maybe put it in this spot where there's dripping water, and we'll catch the dripping water into a bowl for him, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably a hubcap from the truck.
Yeah, we can make.
Like
not a bowl, but maybe you find a abandoned hubcap in the corner that you clean out and put it under one of the dripping spots under the fire, and so he can drink some water. But also every once in a while you see him just leave and kind of go out through the doors, which you leave open most of the time, I would assume, to let the heat suffuse through the building. And he kind of wanders around, and then he comes back and just kind of sits down and hangs out with everybody, and he just occasionally seems to go off and do his rounds.
He's guarding the perimeter. He's going out and guarding. Yeah, he's a clever boy.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
As it's evening, you do have an opportunity, if anybody would like to attempt to make a talk or a medicine roll, a heal roll to try and help someone de-stress. You can try.
Yeah, if someone would like to talk to me.
Please.
I'm going to help first Brian. I'm going to help Abigail.
Yeah, I would say Abigail needs help first.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd say
yeah.
Abigail.
I'll
yeah,
try and
definitely.
help
Okay,
Abigail. I'm the
so-
best at doing this. I'll try and help Abigail, and then you try and help me.
Alright, then
Because
I
I
will
need
do
it
that.
too.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and help
So who wants-
Abigail.
Who wants to
Okay.
go first?
And it's heal charisma, isn't it?
You can use charisma, yeah.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can feel that
So,
love.
That's
You
on,
feel that
that's on
love.
Abigail.
Abigail can reduce her stress by 1.
And Sophia does it on me.
Alright, I will use intelligence for this.
Oh, that brings Abigail down to her max, right?
Yeah, so I'm 11 out of 11.
You are no longer confused.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Yeah, that's look at Abigail and kind of wave my hand. It's like, you good?
I think so.
Can you
Well,
see?
However, if you take any more stress, you're gonna have to make another
Well, yeah.
save. But yeah.
Alright.
Sophia, you gonna roll for Charlemagne?
Yeah, I'm going to use intelligence.
Okay.
I hope and pray.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's successful.
So
So
I got
Charlemagne
down
can
one
bring
stress.
this down by 1.
Yeah. So are you distressed?
That puts me on my limit now.
That's at your max, right? So
Yeah.
like if you again, you're kind of in the same boat
Also,
as Brian. If you
I'm
take
still-
any more stress,
I'm still
gotta
some
make
hit
another
points
roll.
down. Can I attempt to heal those?
you didn't take any damage, so no. The only time you can do first aid is after you have actually taken damage.
Oh, okay. So I just need to heal when I rest then.
So yeah, you have to heal when you rest.
How many do I heal when I rest?
I think
Your
it's max,
level?
isn't it?
Your level. So
No,
3.
you don't heal the max.
Oh.
So
Okay.
every time you sleep in
3
a
is
safe
enough.
place,
3 is enough.
you heal your maximum hit points. So yes, tonight
Okay.
when you rest, and we can say that you'll wake up in the next morning, and that's probably when we'll start our next session.
Okay.
You will heal 3 hit points. So if you all want to regain your level and hit points right now,
1, 2,
you may
3.
do so. Now, I'm gonna bring this up because nobody else has written anything like this down yet.
Where's my max hit points?
So I'm gonna show you how important it can be. Oliver,
Yeah.
do you feel at this point, with 9 people around you in this base that you're beginning to build, do you feel that you have begun to form your congregation?
I feel like I'm starting to form a congregation, yes. I feel like this is the beginnings of one. We have started a community. The way that these 2 new people just instantly wanted to join us, I feel like the community is forming, yes. It does feel like.
So, I'm gonna let you advance your personal goal. I'm gonna let you come up with a new one,
Okay.
and I'm gonna let you roll 1d6 to reduce stress by that amount. As you
Ooh.
sit here looking at all these people that you've gathered, and you achieve this personal goal of gathering a flock, you can now reduce your stress by 5 points.
Nice. Very nice.
So, nobody else has set a personal goal yet. If you set a personal goal and if you achieve it, which usually takes a few sessions to achieve, you can then reduce it by 1d6, and Oliver now gets to select a new personal goal.
And I'll do that between sessions?
Yeah, you don't have to figure it out right now.
Sweet.
Yeah. Same for everybody else. You don't have to say right now. It's a spot on your sheet. Think
Mine-
about it before next session. Oh, go ahead.
Mine is to learn sign language. That's going to be learn sign language.
Okay, that's gonna take. So that one's too short. Normally it takes several sessions to achieve a goal, and the fact is, like, you're about to gain a level right now, and you could
Nice.
then take connect or talk and learn sign language, or sorry, connect or know, and learn sign language, and that would be a bit of a cheat. So I'd
Yeah.
rather you pick something that's a little bit further out for now. So think about it between sessions, right? Think
Okay.
about like what might happen in the course of the next few sessions that I could work towards, or is something that Sophia is interested in, or Kang or Abigail that I want to work towards, right? But speaking of that, let's go ahead and do experience. So you explored a new location. That's 1 point of experience. You defeated a threat. That's 1 point of experience. So everybody gains 2 points of experience, which I believe is going to make Sophia gain a level.
Yay! I'm level 3.
Not quite enough for everybody else now, though.
That's
No.
fine.
All right. What can I do?
I forget what the next bar is for you guys. So the first thing you need to do for Sophia, you need to re-roll your hit points. So you're going to roll 3d6 to see what your new hit point total is.
Ooh,
That
11.
is 11. Your current hit points is 8. So your new current hit points or maximum hit points is 11.
Very nice.
Nice.
And since you are at full health, you can increase your current hit points to 11 as well.
Go.
Now, you are educated, so you have 4 skill points to spend. You're also going to gain a new edge.
All right. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to add. Can I add to like my knowledge?
You might want to check your edges first, because if an edge is going to give you a bonus, that's going to apply, and you don't want to spend
Right.
skill points on something that your edge is going to increase.
Let me
So-
just check the edges. Yeah.
Yeah, take a quick look at the edges. You can't take something you've already taken, obviously. You can't be educated again. You could potentially take Prodigy again, but I would advise against it. I would focus on expanding your skill set rather than just making your attributes higher.
I will choose focused.
Oh, you want to take an additional
Focus.
focus. Okay, okay. So I have added focus to your sheet. So, you get... Oh, interesting. Technically, you get 2 additional focuses because you never selected your level 2 focus.
Oh, I
Ooh.
didn't realize. I'm going to go with alert. First of all.
Okay, so that's going to improve... Okay, it can't improve your notice by 1 because you already have it at +1.
Yeah.
So... Oh, wait, it can because you're at level 3. So yeah, your notice is going to go up by a level.
So it's now rank 1 or
Rank 2 now.
Okay, I might see. I see it. And I'm going to take healer.
Oh gosh, so everybody's a healer. Alright, that's fine. So that's gonna improve your heal to +2 and make you a rank 1 specialist. So now you guys definitely are gonna be able to keep everybody alive, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, good.
Alright, so now skill points. You have 4 skill points to spend.
I'm gonna put one on no.
Okay, so your no is already at +1. Increasing it to +2 is going to cost you 3 skill points.
That's fair. So if I have 4, right?
You have 4, so you can spend 3 to increase that to +2.
I will do that. And I will put the other one in survive.
Can't do that. That would cost 2 points. If you want to use your last skill point right now, you have to buy a skill you don't already have.
Alright, I will. Let me check the skills.
Shoot, maybe?
Yeah, shoot. I will take shoot.
Because you're
Okay.
using a crossbow, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking shoot next time I get
Alright.
a chance.
So you have shoot.
Alright, and that's all. think-
Yeah, that's it. Except if you want to take the time, we'll say over the next couple of days, it's not going to happen overnight. But you are pretty smart. If you want to take the time to learn sign language from Carlos and Rosie, you can.
I will. I am done. I now know 4 languages.
Nice.
Wait, what sign language is it? Is it Spanish,
Just
English?
sign language. Just sign language. We're not gonna get that specific with it. It's sign language.
Yeah, the
It's
different
post-
version of ASL.
It's post-apocalyptic sign language. It is their sign language. They made it
Fair.
up.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so you're good there. Level gained. I'll figure out all the stuff that you find for next time, and we'll start there. Is there anything else you want to do before we call it for the evening?
No, I think that's a nice place for us to wrap it up, isn't it?
That's a good. Yeah, it's a good place to stop.
Oh, let's talk about what you want to do next time.
Okay,
so-
yeah.
Can I give a? Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go
I'll
ahead.
just maybe the offer thing we have, if we figure out how much supplies we have, is scout out the area where the mall is out at least, because it'd be easier to go into it. Then after that,
Uh-huh.
maybe prepare to get into the mall.
Yeah.
So possibly scouting that hex.
Some hex
Yeah.
scouting, I think, yes.
Possibly some scavenging and hunting as well. Although you might be okay. You're gonna find a decent amount of food, but food goes away eventually.
Depending how much is there.
So we're thinking about scouting the mall. There is still the police substation, which you haven't checked out. If you want to think about going that direction, I will tell you this: I'll stat up the police substation for next time. The mall and the hospital are big. So if you're interested in checking out either of those, do you think the mall is probably going to be more interesting to you at first, or do you want to go for the hospital?
You see the mall button,
mall.
guys? Yeah?
Yeah, the mall.
I said the
Go
mall.
the mall first then.
It's
Okay,
because
so
the
I'll
hospital has
focus-
those guys over there.
I'll focus on the mall and the police substation,
Okay.
and then
Yep.
we'll maybe start with some scavenging, hunting, and scouting that hex south of you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to start.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. Hope you guys continue to have fun. I am, because I don't know. I enjoy
yeah.
this stuff. So
I'm gonna start up my characters in the 2 weeks before the next session. What other 3 characters? So I have my other 3 ready. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then just depending on where our other guys come in, it's just like I know I got Jacob. It's like, man, I got one interesting character. Depending if he comes in and how he's gonna handle the group.
Okay. So thank you, Max, Brian, and Emma for playing with me, and thank you very much for running, Brian. Viewers on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. That was Ashes Without Number after the end, session 5. We will see you in 2 weeks for session 6. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.